are, bub. 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 What's it, bub? Hey, it's a big island, bub. How are you old war? Something I can do for you, bub? Sorry, pal.
So there's some bubs.
Why did you say bub?
Huh? He always
what-
says bub.
Oh, okay.
That's Wolverine's thing, man. He says bub. It's like his condescending, kind of like a buddy, but it's bub. You know?
Oh, yeah, it sounds very cute.
Yeah, it's like guy or pal. You know, hey guy, hey pal,
Yeah, or bae.
hey friendo. You know?
Yeah. Hey, bub.
Yeah, hey bub.
You don't want to upset
kids.
that fraction of the audience.
I know.
So you got to keep
I
it
know.
loose enough.
You got to have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
as
The last
they
thing you
say.
want is a YouTube thumbnail with woke question mark and the. So just avoid
I'm
it.
sure
they're
it's
just,
already
they're just
happening.
friends. They're just friends.
Should we just do that for this video? Ghostbusters, whoa.
People that don't click on the video are going to be very upset at us. Oh no, they become grifters.
Star Wars is dead for $50. MCU for $20. Star Wars is dead for $20. I used to sell toxic poison to kids to feed my habit and make money, and I went to jail. Now I sell toxic poison to kids to feed my habit and make money on YouTube.
Zack Snyder is a good filmmaker.
Okay.
Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice is a good film.
If you say so.
His only bad movie is Sucker Punch.
Okay. Did you see Rebel Moon?
Don't talk. My stomach hurts. My stomach
What
hurts.
does your stomach hurting have to do with Rebel Moon Part 2?
Nothing. I just ate a thing.
Okay.
You don't even know what's coming. Just wait till he's taken off the rails, given the freedom to make a movie exactly how he wants to.
I did not like Man of Steel.
I did not like you.
I heard he's being his own cinematographer again.
What's wrong? It's my foot. My foot hurts. Also, stop talking about Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scargiver.
Okay.
No one does slow-mo like Zachary Snyder.
Okay.
He is a good filmmaker.
Okay.
What's going?
Soaking wet right now. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
One little thing, and then we build the narrative out of it.
Other people besides white dudes like Star Wars. I'm just saying, we need to be conscious of our bias.
I talked about this one thing, and we make a whole video out of it. That's what we do.
Weird.
You are the real superhero.
Well, I'm built like a goddamn brick.
Is he some sort of masochist?
How do you do, fellow kids?
You did something very interesting with Star Wars. Think about it. The good guys are the rebels. They're using asymmetric warfare against a highly organized empire. I think we call those guys terrorists. Were you thinking of that at the time?
Force cannon sight!
And the same goes with Miles Morales. He is indeed, again, Miles Morales. He's also a Spider-Man.
I really dislike the fake geek thing and the poser nerd thing. That's not what we're about.
Like, I don't get offended by shit.
Every fucking conceivable opportunity so you can
The Fandom Initiative is a group of people on a mission to counter anti-woke sentiment on YouTube.
Right, fuckers.
We are passionate fans of film, TV, comics, and video games. We'd love to make YouTube videos about the things we enjoy, but the culture of YouTube fandom makes this impossible, thanks to certain networks and clusters of content creators who depend on outrage, deception, and harassment to drive clicks and bring in revenue. The YouTube algorithm pushes harmful content to fans who are at risk of indoctrination by consuming repetitive right-wing rage bait videos.
Damn, dude. Yes.
Some people would like to think that like you can be like 100% objective when watching something. Like remove your bias and just critique it like the truth. You can't.
So like, what is fucking bringing all these guys together other than like, I'm mad at fucking Brie Larson?
What?
If I can't be a misogynist to you, I don't know what to do with you.
I oftentimes get called a shill.
Fuck it, man. Can't be worried about that shit.
But here's the thing, my picture is not on the wall in the lobby of Marvel Studios.
More and more people are fed up with that toxic content and culture.
Honestly, it makes this sound really cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa! What's that? Oh, that's a shit. Why did you go and subscribe to it?
Okie dokie.
I dare you. I fucking dare you.
Got it. Get it. Got it.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Maybe not garbage after all, guys. Maybe not. We'll see. We'll see what that kid's got in store in his future, you know? Also, let's see what these kids got in store for our future today. Come on, guys. Join the thing. Do the...
Fuck you.
All right. All right. Okay.
Hello.
Great. This is excellent. Loving this shit. Loving it. Loving this shit.
Dane.
Well, I mean, dude, when you announce those intentions right off the bat, then I'm sorry, but you kind of called this on yourself. Boom.
Dane, stop.
You're fucked. Fuck to oblivion. Boom. Get out of here.
Wait, Captain Patriot? Wait, I want to debate abortion. The comic stream.
We're definitely abortion experts. We are medical professionals, and you can take everything that we say as medical advice, and you should actually every literal word
medical fact, actually.
Medical fact. And we stand by that. And any complications you receive in your health due to anything we've said, we will take liability for.
No. If you have a complication, it's probably because you messed up. You didn't follow our advice exactly right. You missed a nuanced point that we made subtly without saying it. Actually, don't take any medical advice from us, just to say.
Yeah. Hey, Bob, you are fucking lit up, looking good today, man. What's going on?
I got a new light set up, so I actually have, instead of just having like like normal lights or like one light over here just beaming down on me, I actually have a fill light, and then I have this cool backlight that just flickers through colors. I'm digging it. I like it.
Looking good.
One day I'll get a new microphone.
You're a true leftist.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Captain Patriot is the guy has so many abortions that he just needs to know what everybody thinks about them. Like he's got to have his informed opinions. Yeah, Marcus, true. Yes, you are an expert on IVF because you're like, as a product of a failed abortion, I am an expert on abortions. So, sorry, that's got really gross and weird. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
If it didn't get gross and weird, it won't be one of our streams. It wouldn't.
Well, I mean, speaking of weird, like, what is this, Daniel? What the hell are you talking about, dude? Are you doing like some kind of fanfic where you're saying that I'm losing everything that I care about? And like, what? This is actually kind of weird, man. Please don't do this. This is like, what are you talking about?
Is that? Is that what you said when your world had turned to shit?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on here. Literally, my
I'm
life
about
is
to lose
pretty cool
everything
right
I care about.
I do think he's writing a fanfic at this point because this is. I kind of want to know what the next line is.
Yeah,
I do not. It was a made-up quote, but why did you make it up so specifically? That's what I want to know. But maybe tell us
what's
later.
the context?
Send me an email or something if you have some kind of explanation for that. No, you didn't make it weird, man. The IVF joke wasn't weird. It was the abortion thing that I said that was weird. I take full responsibility for that fucking weird moment. Oh, he's quoting the trailer. I see. Okay. Yeah. All right. It's just kind of, I don't know. I don't want to be in that situation. And the trailer we're talking about is good old fucking Wolverine and Wolverine, right? Wolverine 9. That's what we're talking about.
Yes.
Or 10? Wolverine 10? Is that it?
Wolverine. Hugh Jackman's still doing Wolverine, and I am still very cool with it. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. It seems like a lot of people are cool with it.
Seems like he likes playing the character.
That's the thing. Like he said,
he likes money. I
after
think
Logan.
is what he likes. Let's be honest.
Well, there's that. But he said after Logan, like he's not willing. He doesn't want to play the character ever again, unless it's an MCU project.
He did say that. That's true.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go. Speaking of which, I meant to do this right up top, and no, man, I apologize for not recognizing it. I thought you were just making some weird shit up out of nowhere, but
joke's on us.
Joke is on me, as it often is, and I'm okay with that because, like, fuck, man, life is absurd.
True.
Life of Wolverine one shot. What? No, I have to look into that. So I meant to show this right up top, and I just went ahead and started the dang other thing instead, the pre-stream. But this was supposed to play before that, so let's check this out, and we can comment on it and stuff. This is from a friend of the channel, Bob. His name is Bob. He's the only Bob we know.
True. Yeah.
Of the old ways, older than you.
The better one.
Very authentic. We had elves of color. We had hobbits of color.
And the irony of that, considering the original intent.
Oh, yes, the irony of that.
Guess what is getting into Rings of Power? Their own personal politics.
Oh my God.
They're pushing all of this identity politics nonsense into this show.
Like, can we just say, like, how fucking dumb and also, like, low effort he sounds? Like, he doesn't even have language to express that. He just knows he needs to say this general thing. And he's just like, guess what they're putting in the show? They're putting their own politics in the show.
Oh no. Listen. Lord of the Rings is about elves and dwarves and hobbits and humans coming together to fight a dark power. It's not about fucking black people. That's just fucking weird.
Tolkien famously said, it's only about this, and if you add any fucking black people, man, I swear to God.
Yeah.
When it doesn't belong, and people are like, oh well, just look at Lord of the Rings. It's all about, all these different races coming together, and it's about diversity and all this stuff. Yes, those races are the diversity. You don't need to add black people into that.
You don't need to adapt a book series into a movie. You don't need to do a lot of things that people do because it's a fucking piece of art.
That man did not need to make that video, but he did.
Do I would like to see the quote that they can find from Tolkien that apparently says all dwarves and everybody in Middle Earth is apparently white.
It's like it doesn't even matter if there is some secret lore where like Tolkien described them as like fair skin or whatever. It's just such a weird like.
By the way,
you're really not a very big fan if you let the skin color of the actors let your disbelief be shattered when there's dragons and elves and all
fair
this
used
shit.
to be used not as often. Granted, it was usually used to mean blonde and light skin, but fair has also been used to mean just attractive.
Yeah, but it's also like I wouldn't be surprised if someone who lived like 100 years ago was writing a book and hadn't thought of their characters being any color different than white. But like, so what? Like that's not an argument that a modern retelling can't have different actors play the role.
So this is the reason I'm excited about this this work on Bob of the Old Ways channel, which you guys should subscribe to. I'm not sure if I've added them to the copy paste links in the description yet. But yeah, like he's going to be covering that whenever season 2 comes around, because if you remember, cast your minds back to season 1, and there wasn't a lot of substantive pushback against the a lot of grifting that was happening. They got a lot of free grifting off of season 1.
Yep.
Because like me and Turf were just talking about before the show, we're not well versed in like the lore and stuff like we are with other things. So we aren't as confident about coming out and arguing against them, even though we generally would know that they're kind of like full of shit. If somebody would come at me with some type of specifics about the lore, basically past the Hobbit or the Lord of the Rings trilogy books, like if you start giving me some Silmarillion shit, I don't know what the fuck to do with that. I don't know how to counter that shit.
Yeah.
No, I've read The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings like 20 years ago.
Yeah,
so
it's been a while.
Most of my knowledge kind of comes from the movies, frankly.
But Bob of the Old Ways does know some shit, so he knows his shit. He's going to be laying the groundwork.
And like
covering it before season 2 as well.
Oh, nice. And I mean, of course, it doesn't mean that like if you don't know the lore that you can't talk back against the stupid shit you hear, because you can still call out a bad argument, right? Even if there is some lore description of the races as being white, who the fuck cares, right? Like if Tolkien was alive today, I'm sure he wouldn't just listen to, oh, you know what, Lord of the Rings is about the races coming together, but if it's a black person, then that doesn't count. Like he wouldn't listen to that and say, yes, this is what I wrote my book for. He'd be like, no, fuck you.
We're not talking about Lovecraft here, right? Like,
yeah. It's like you can still call out the dumb arguments, but there is the truth to it. It's like if you don't know the lore, you don't even know if someone is lying to you or not, right? So that's why it's cool that if someone like Bob can come in and have actual knowledge and deep understanding of the lore, can come in and dispel these arguments. That's just even better.
Yeah, I mean, and I bet you he has some really good arguments, even though, I mean, he's only the second best Bob on YouTube, but,
Oh, yeah, behind Movie Bob, right?
Movie Bob's pretty cool, man.
God damn it.
Blame yourself.
That could work. I mean, I don't know. Depends on how he performs it. That would be what sells it for me, because the look is not exactly what I would expect. But
yeah,
I
mean,
I just like him as an actor. I want to see him.
True.
Yes, I mean it's better than smoking, which I did for a lot of years.
Accounting for other races and
oops.
Go ahead, sorry.
His world, like it's there, but they flipped him on its head. So
That's Tarmiriel according to Amazon Prime, but the professor described her a little differently. More fair than ivory, pearls, or silver. That's the description Tolkien wrote for us to live through his imagination.
They could have had any race they wanted into, but they decided to flip it on its head.
What a fucking shallow imagination. Oh, I'm reading a book, and it can't have any other it can't look any other way than what I have exactly in my mind.
I mean, it's the same argument with Snow White going on. Well, I guess it's not really going on right now, but what's going on with Rachel Ziegler? Rachel Ziegler is 1/4 Hispanic, and they're acting like she's like incredibly brown or something. She looks pretty white to me. But yeah, like like how white in the genetic structure of these actors are they looking for? And the fact is, it doesn't matter. They're looking for outrage. And honestly, they don't mind getting easy clicks uh, from two sources: racist and people who honestly um, kind of need to educate themselves a bit better. I guess I don't know exactly how to say it, but just the worst elements of nerd culture that, frankly,
Yeah.
shouldn't be encouraged, but are.
And it's hard to say much against that, you know, when the people are, when their fan base is a bunch of racists. It's pretty difficult to say anything that would effectively turn someone away from racism. It's
because it's not a rational position. It's
no,
literally
exactly.
You know, and like this is a good example of they do this pretty often. I've seen it many times, but like with Rings of Power, I remember being like, you know, there are people saying, some of them saying like on the right or whatever, they're like, oh, we're not racist, we just blah 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 have this problem with this, and it's like, okay, that could be true, and this is how I knew that it was racism and bullshit, even though I don't know the lore, is because then I would see like, and I could pull some up. I have a file full of the shit that I was, you know, using whenever that was going on back then, but like just examples of fucking flat out racism regarding Rings of Power. You know, and then there's sexism as well, but like I'm talking about like disgusting fucking racism, man. Like you know, doing you know, like that their racist version of African American vernacular English, you know what I mean? Like with it's just like racism personified in whenever you do that type of a thing. And shit like that, and just really gross shit. And it's like, but then the other guys would be like, no, we're not racist. Like, if you are denying the fact that there is any racism whatsoever, now you're really sus. Like, I might be willing to grant you that you aren't being racist, except, man, whenever I said there is some racism going on, you're like, no, there's no racism. It's like, I have to fucking assume that you're defending something that you know is there.
Like if they'd said, I know there's some racism happening and that's awful, right? But that's not where I'm coming from. I disagree with that, but here's my position. That's completely different than saying there's no racism, you're just making shit up. And it's like, okay, you're kind of telling on yourself. It's the same story with the whole fucking Star Wars shit, right? Where people can be like, okay, you know what? Yeah, there are some people being racist towards Moses Ingram. That's horrible. We don't condone that, right? But we have issues with the character. We have issues with the whole woke whatever, right? But they're instead just doing the whole, you're attacking the fans. You know, they're getting defensive about the comments. So it's like, okay, you're kind of just outing yourself as what they're calling out.
Absolutely. But not all the messages were racist. That's a tell.
All right.
This is a good point. Like, racism isn't like it's not always, it doesn't always come from like an actively malicious point, right? Like I believe that racism in all forms is hateful, right? But it's not necessarily always like, what's the best word? Like I guess intentional, right?
Well, I mean, that's the thing, is like at the end of the day, and the effect is what really matters.
Exactly.
So, you know, and if you are pointed out to, if somebody's trying to explain, you know, that this is racism, if there's information everywhere to fucking, you know, confirm that like this is actually harmful to, you know, whatever group you're talking about or whatever, and then you just like blind, you know, like arrogantly, ignorantly, no, it's not, you know, you're too sensitive, shit like that. Then man, you're kind of choosing to be racist, even if there's not like a literal conscious hate in your mind for those people. You're still doing the same thing functionally.
It's still hateful, and I think even at that point, right, that's way less agreeable when someone has been confronted with it and then still saying, you know, no, this is not, you know, not even trying to understand the position. But, you know, with people who've grown up in a specific society within a very limited like geography, where like racist point of view is kind of just like the standard, it's not active, but it's just that, you know, the bias that's there. They haven't really met people who look different from them before, and they just have these very internalized biases. Like,
and literally my Watchmen video, that's still my most seen video, I talk about my personal experience with exactly what you're saying. Like the area that I grew up in, the town I was in was just like, you know, 99% white, and you know, we had like a couple of black families there, whenever I was growing up. There's a lot more now, apparently, so thankfully. But like, yeah, back then that's all it was. And then the next town over was there was a lot of black people and Hispanic people and stuff. And that's like, when you grow up and that's the dynamic that you see around you, you know, even though I didn't have any hate or anything, you know, like I even was already into X-Men and Star Trek, and I understood racism was fucking bad, and I didn't want to be racist, right? But I still, for a long time, had this bias that like, oh, there must be a reason why because the town with the people of color, it's like it's kind of run down. There's a lot of, you know, crime and shit like that. And it's like, it must be a reason for that. You know what I mean? Kind of like just a passive kind of thought that I would have.
Yeah.
And then I get older and I learn about, you know, the fact that like, oh, it's actually because that town was fucking run by white people that did not, you know, run the town well. They didn't spend any money on things that mattered. They're, you know, just the way criminal justice is done around there and all that shit like that all fucking contributes as well as historic redlining and, you know, prejudice of all kinds. And just once I learned that, I was like, oh, fuck, that's a weird fucking gross bias that I held on to, and I'm going to purge that shit. You know, and that's it. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. It's kind of what we talked about. I don't know if it was live but I definitely remember talking to you about it. How it's like at one point you kind of saw racism as the big boss, you know? It's like, oh yeah, I don't like racists, but back then it was like a racist is someone who is actively hateful, you know? It's like, I want to kill black people, you know? It's like, if I ever saw that person and then I would punch him and then I would have solved racism, you know? It was very shallow understanding of what racism was until you realize that it's actually something that runs way deeper in so many places, if not every place on earth, right? And yeah, and it's like, I know that there are plenty of people who have these biases, right? And that happens. I guess where the determining factor comes is whether when you're confronted with the reality and with the truth of your harmful and I guess like biased attitudes and stuff, if you then choose to double down on it, that's where the real big problem comes, you know? There are many people who have biases who then learn about stuff. They meet people, they learn, and then they say, you know what, I was wrong. And then they try to change their ways and do better. And that's cool. But there's a lot of people who just choose to double down and just lean into the racism. And that's a problem.
So real quick, I'll just respond to this real fast. I can think of, like, YouTube will sometimes just delete comments, and I don't know why. But also sometimes there'll be a filter if it's a really offensive comment. So those are the two reasons why comments will just disappear. I don't delete comments. I will block people, and that will delete all your comment history from my channel. Hides the comments. But I don't delete comments individually. No, I don't.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, I mean, I've throughout the time I've made videos had a lot of comments saying like, "Oh, why are you deleting comments?" I've never, maybe once or twice, but like pretty much, I never delete any comments. And I don't even have filters on my channel. It's just YouTube does a pretty good job of.
There still are filters even if you don't have any.
Yeah, I mean, I don't praise YouTube for how it like handles with like bigotry and harassment stuff very well, but it's like. At least in my experience, it's done a pretty good job in my comment section. And yeah, so a lot of the time it's just because if you said something that the algorithm doesn't like, then your comment gets deleted. It's not that the YouTubers are going, ha, delete.
I owned you by deleting your comment, which I don't know. Also, like, don't get too caught up in a comment on a message board that like 5 people are gonna read.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, but like that's kind of a thing is if you're putting that much weight into, I mean, look, he putting so much weight into his comment being super important that he ignored the conversation we're actually having just to ask that question. I don't know. Nope, we're not. I refuse to use that word as that. I'm sorry. I'm not giving them that win. Even though they technically already have it because like EVS uses it and other people use it, but I'm not going to call it that. We're watching it, we're pausing it. You could even say every frame is a pause, but we're not doing that word to it. God damn it. We're initiativizing it.
Did you see the Twitch?
Huh?
Did you see the Twitch on Nerdrotic there? Wait, let me just look at this. Did you see that? That's a sign that he's insecure.
Oh yes.
Yeah. He.
Well, I mean,
he just
I have
proved
a video
that anti-wokeness is real.
I have a video coming out probably Saturday. But I put it together. It's a Nerdrotic coverage. It has initiative stuff. It has my stuff.
I'm hyped
but,
for that, man.
I looked over I dug up a couple clips of Nerdrotic when he's kind of like not super comfortable and like did zoom ins. And yeah, he has lots of tells when he's uncomfortable.
Really?
You can see when you're looking.
Body language. That's the initiative's next fucking thing we're getting into. Is become a body language expert.
Yeah. Let me do body language stuff. Yeah.
I hate fucking body.
You know why I fucking think it's, I mean, like, here's the thing, like, there's people that are like, body language tells you everything, and there's people that are like, it's meaningless. I think it can tell you quite a bit.
Yeah.
But also, like, someone like myself who's on the spectrum, like, I don't fucking do things the same way that your neurotypical people do, like my gestures, my facial expressions, and stuff like that. So if you're trying to, that's when it becomes a problem. If a cop or something is trying to use that with an autistic person or whatever, it can create a fucking problem.
It's one of those things that can be interesting and can maybe lead to something, but like it's nothing. It's not evidence of anything. It's it's just interesting at best.
Like if you're very good at telling body language, you can be quite right in many ways. But it's also like people just do things with their bodies sometimes. Like I've watched way too many like either boxing or MMA predictions where people are trying to like look at the body image of or body language of the person during a press conference, and they're like all twitching. They're like, oh, he's nervous, he's gonna get knocked out, and then he starks the other person like flat out. They're like, okay, so that was fucking bullshit.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you can tell he's nervous, but just because he's nervous it might mean the other guy's overconfident, and then when he's overconfident, he gets knocked the fuck out.
Exactly.
You don't know how it's gonna play out.
The tweet guy is Disparu, who we have technically covered. I just haven't uploaded it really yet. I think I've edited it down. We covered it on like a secret still.
He's kind of boring, but like I've covered him in live stream. I don't think I've cut it into a video, but I have, like, if you remember, you can see my live stream of him for sure.
Yeah.
He's like if you took Nerdrotic and fucking if you took Nerdrotic and like I don't know, maybe Mahler or something or Critical Drinker rather. Nerdrotic and Critical Drinker just smashed him into one dude, and you get Disparu.
Yeah, we'll drop down to Charm quite a bit, and I hate saying this, but like move Nerdrotic's ugly beard to his teeth, and then
Damn. But yeah, like body language with like the whole Brie Larson thing is like a great example of just how annoying it can be. Like there's probably some tells there if like in reality, right, where it's there's some like uncomfortability in some of these interviews, sure, right, but these hyper detailed where they're like, oh, did you see how his finger it went and when it's like you're not saying anything, you're not proving anything, you're just trying to be hateful right now, and you're using this body language expert person to prove your bigoted point. It's just it's bullshit a lot of the time.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about our intro to the stream, man, then like I've got news for you, the rest of the stream's not going to make you happy either. Yeah. All right. Hey, got 74 people watching. 74 people. I just wanted to suggest right here to do this.
Greetings, my friends. Thank you for watching this video. And if you would be so kind, please subscribe if you like what you see. Help our channel to keep growing and keep fighting the war to save pop culture.
This leak continues. Oh.
Because I am Mr. Toilet.
That's right. All right. Let's finish this thing off here.
Yeah.
Queen of Numenor, Tarmariel.
So, what do you guys think about that frame?
That was a good frame. Okay. Almost identical to the previous one, but there was a couple of subtle differences that I think are worth talking about.
You got enough information out of that frame, right, to say something meaningful for 10 minutes, right?
The thing is, though, that we have made more commentary on the technical aspect of this video than they make on movies. Everything they fucking comment on is like plot shit. Just straight up plot. That's it.
I can't believe that he looked that direction after saying like that. That's just bad filmmaking. What the fuck, Sparrow, man?
Well, you can tell through his body language that he's uncomfortable saying this, and he feels awkward. I kind of also get the sense that maybe he's holding back a shit. But yeah,
Yeah, Rose needs to take a shit,
off,
and he can't keep eye contact. What the fuck is this, man?
Yes. He should be looking directly at the camera at all times.
At all times.
All right, let's get this shit. All
right,
do it.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Somebody gonna press play or?
Oh, sorry. I was looking at the camera. I couldn't. Oh.
I'd like to point out that this is actually the art of Tormuriel from before we had the Rings of Power. And now we've got the Rings of Power, art, Rings of Power, the fans, power, fans, Amazon, fans.
Yeah, how dare they cast an attractive actress in the role?
Like, really, what was his point?
Yeah.
Like, what was the point there?
Besides racism, what's your point?
Look at this beautiful woman, and then look at this beautiful woman. Do you see the problem?
They just have to fill time. Basically, it seems like half the time. And it's like as long as they're saying words, their audience is like, yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. I don't know what.
All right, so. Whoa. That's a statement, man. That is a fucking statement.
Damn.
Diversity is more. Hey, hashtag Chudpocalypse.
Yay.
You better be
Diversity
ready
is
to
more
back
accurate.
it up,
That's,
man.
That's the kind of statement that'll get you jumped around these parts, man.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Pretty soon
Okay,
he's gonna start saying,
you the big bad booty daddy.
That's Bob. Bob has become the big bad booty daddy.
Now, who did he actually say that about? He's it was EBS, wasn't it? Yeah.
And when we are going to talk about a little bit, pretty briefly, I suppose. We didn't decide on an order for any of this. What do you guys want to do next?
We can just throw stuff around.
I'll give you the options. We got
okay.
What is this? Okay, so we can look at this. We looked at this yesterday. The clip of heel versus babyface talking about comics and how you can tell he's just a very deep experience of comic books with this guy. There's that. Wouldn't take too long. Then there's we can listen to Anal Fist explain the drift. Then there's Ethan Van Sciver. The real reason why he is not, him and his buddies can't go to fucking C2E2 because they've been grifting the shit out of it and making money off of it again. But I've looked into it and found the reason why he's not allowed to be there. And why the reason they were sneaking him on into the thing in the first place, which they got caught doing, and then they all got banned because of that. I found it. Actually, I just looked at Vicky versus video about it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
and then
quite a bit. I just saw her on Twitter talking about it.
Oh, did you see what the thing was? The auction?
No, I did not. But yeah, I know she has looked into it.
And let's see.
I'm down for either, actually. Turf, do you have a preference?
I'm down for whatever.
Down for whatever. Okay.
All right. Unless you have a preference, I will vote for let's do As.
Okay. Squeals for my baby place. As the ripoff verse calls him. I prefer Piss Pickle Baby Brains, but that's me.
Is that a Saskia Sisters Black Widow? Yes, it is. That is a no restraints play number 1, 9.6.
Slabbed. Like, yes, people do say slabbed about these comics, but like the way he sounds like somebody just told him, look, if you say these words, you'll sound like a comic book fan.
I love it. It's like, hey, look, I have slabbed books.
Yes, it is. It's a great series. If you haven't read it, check it out.
I haven't read it because it's
if you're on a limited budget.
What's up? I mean, first of all, look, we got a Fandom Menace guy here, who is literally telling his audience to go buy a Marvel product.
Oh,
damn.
Shit. Oh, shit.
So when it comes to, I guess people that are on their team, then it's okay. Then it's fine. Yeah, you fucking got it, Blissful Haze, man. You get it. Man, I like you.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah, this is the current days guy.
Shit, you can pick up the softback trade paper.
The what now? The fucking what?
Softback or trade paper.
The
And like when he
softback
says
trade
softback,
paper.
when he says
Hey,
softback, I assume like floppy, but like the trade paper makes me assume more like collected edition. So I'm really
Comics
confused.
fans in the audience, you know, when was the last time you got a softback trade paper?
Yeah.
You know, do you have a big collection of softback trade papers?
Of course I do. What are you talking about? This is what
Exactly. No, he's trying to say trade
paperback
paperback clearly, but like it's like he knew the words were generally, and he just got them all jumbled up in there, and just like they came out like that. Softback trade papers.
Yeah, trade
Fucking-
papers, like rolling papers, I assume, right? He's talking
And I'm
about getting
relatively
high?
sure. Sorry. he's getting people to buy a turtle. Is what he's doing. Watch
Yeah.
it. Wow, I just kind of like glitched or something.
No, I didn't know if it was for me. I can never
softback turtles. Did that cause a bunch of problems for you guys on your ends just now? Are you able to hear me? Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're fine right now. There's this audio glitch.
I heard
and
some
didn't know
robotics.
Okay.
Yeah, it was robotics. Yeah.
I see. You know, and it continues on here, and it's just like he can tell. I don't know that he's ever talked about comics really before recently. Do you guys anybody a fan of his? You know what? DJ used to be a fan. You would know.
Mm-hmm.
That's the truth. That is a fact.
Yeah.
Back before he took the grifting way.
That damn grifter.
Not DJ. I'm talking about Az took a grifting way. DJ. He hasn't gotten there yet.
Yes.
If DJ decides to go grifter on us, we're fucked, man.
We're actually fucked.
Yeah. But he has the best arguments. God damn it. Yeah.
Even like if he became truly racist, like I don't know if I'd have the fucking ball sack to be able to win in an argument against him.
He would just be the one we ignore. You know, just like,
Yeah,
we don't talk about him. We don't talk about that guy.
We don't talk about. Oh, he's just
For about $10. Go get it. Go read it. If you like me and you like to get the individual issues, go search the individual issues. But it's a 5-parter and it was fantastic.
Okay, he's already said softback trade paper, which is like that's a big red flag that he's just kind of a casual. And I'm not saying he can't be a fan. I'm not saying he's not allowed to get into comics, whatever point. Like I'm not gatekeeping. I'm just saying that like he's presenting himself as somebody that, you know, and really it's just all posturing because he's trying to suck up to the Suska sisters and you know, because they're clearly in pretty deep at the old Rippaverse now, and he's, you know, buddies with the Rippa guy. So
I mean, I just got back into comic books this year, so like I understand, like, you know, if you want to get back in, get back in. That's not what he's selling himself as, though. But like the way he's talking is dead giveaways.
He's really bad performance here. Yeah, I'm sure it's that bagging and boarding comics. I'm quite sure that's what they talk about, right?
Yes,
is that
is
right?
Definitely what BBC is slang for.
That's what they're referencing there.
Yes.
Yeah, look, you know, we were talking about it before the stream, me and Turf, that like there's a couple of these channels that generally, like most of their stuff, I think is pretty good comedy and good commentary, even satire. But then they'll dip into a couple of things that I just fucking not okay with. None of us here are. And that, you know, was the conversation I was asking Turf, like, what do you think about showing a video of this creator, even though there's nothing objectionable in this video, but there is some pretty objectionable shit in their other content, right? Like, so what is our position on that kind of thing? So, you know, yeah, it's gross, it's homophobic, it's making fun of sexual assault and whatnot.
Yeah,
and that I would appreciate you know, honestly, the ripoff verse, if he didn't do that kind of shit, I would probably like support him on Patreon or something. But
yeah, it's like he could be an effective like a content creator, you know, and talk back against a lot of this shit. But he's, you know, it's kind of like he calls out bigots and then is bigoted himself. So
Yeah,
a
it
little
gets
bit.
interesting. Yeah, my feelings on it are so mixed. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm like, if there is a one-off clip that you know, that's rhetorically really sound and has a very good argument, that you don't even have to necessarily say, oh, it's from this guy, you know, it's like, and it's a very good clip that's unrelated. You can still do the whole, in my opinion at least, this is from a creator that I don't agree with, right? But this single clip is pretty good. But if it's a clip that doesn't really have any meaning anyway, then yeah, it's just...
Oh my god, I'm realizing that like several of the comics that are visible back there, as Avengers here's pointing out, they're not random. There's several Chuck Dixons. There's of course there's the Alpha Corps. But I'm relatively confident that we're seeing a Nightfall of some kind back there, which definitely was Chuck Dixon, and then whatever that Bane comic is was probably almost certainly Chuck Dixon. And like his comic books on his back wall are entirely informed by his fucking content positions, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Just like I'm a Rippaverse shill, so I got to put all the fucking Chuck Dixon and Soska sisters and shit back here. Like,
interesting. I
man.
haven't looked at him closely. Like, there's a GI Joe back there. Is that like?
I'm
maybe
willing to bet
number
that's. Did Chuck Dixon write some GI Joe? I think he did.
He might have. He wrote a lot in the 90s. He was all over the place.
Yep, he wrote some GI Joe for sure. I would put money on that being a Chuck Dixon comic as well. So cool. It's cool, as you're a cool guy, very authentic.
Mm-hmm.
Very authentic guy.
He seems very genuine.
And when I read that, I knew the Soskas were legit.
He wasn't all of G.I. Joe, but that's how we knew they were legit, because of this kind of honestly pretty meh comic.
When I read that, I fucking knew they were legit. It was a legit fucking great story. Great story. That's why I'm so excited for Yaira. I was excited for Alpha Core because I know Chuck fucking Dixon, baby. Chuck fucking Dixon.
And that's how you know.
Fucking Dixon.
That's how you know that he is not being genuine here. He's not a genuine comics fan.
And Alpha Core was fantastic. Chuck fucking knocked it out the park.
Nobody has ever talked
Alpha
about
Core?
Chuck Dixon this way, man. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even think Chuck Dixon would accept this kind of praise on himself. No, he probably would. But like, yeah, Josh, he's washed up, and even whenever he was at his peak, he wrote some great comic books for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, great in the sense that, you know, I was talking about yesterday. There's like the top tier of writers where you got your like Claremonts, who, although he actually wrote enough quantity of like volume of stuff that he wrote some shit too. But there's Claremont, there's there's Hickman, there's Alan Moore, who also has written some shit. There's Morrison. Nobody's perfect, but I mean, generally you got your top tier, and then you got your middle grade folks like your Jerry Duggan is I'd say there, and then you just like this large of the creative industry with comics, right? They're the ones that like the people that have to keep the comic going every month to month, and they're like, right? He was writing like several different titles for a long time. Chuck Dixon was, and he's just not. He was known more for consistent quantity with a base level of quality than he was just for like high quality fucking amazing comic books, right? But you know who is known for high quality awesomeness? This fucking guy.
Hey.
Hello. What's going on?
Real quick, you went through some top tier guys, and I just want to add Kurt Busiek and Garth in his tier list, because
Mark Waid,
I absolutely love. Mark Waid,
right
awesome. Yeah, like if you consider Chuck Dixon in that list, especially during his peak, sure, but he's still at the bottom end of it. Essentially, you have the other guys at the top, and he's like maybe barely in that list.
Indeed.
And you know, and I like some of his stuff. I liked his run on Nightwing, but
I mean, like, look,
it hasn't aged.
When I read his QAnon comic book a while back, Chuck
Yeah,
Dixon's.
yeah.
It's not a bad book. It's bad because it's fucking
It
QAnon.
flows.
It's terrible
Yeah.
because of that. Like, but it's a standard story. And I'll give him this over Eric July. He knows how to tell. He knows the structure of a narrative.
Yeah,
He knows how to set
infinitely
it up,
more readable
how
than
to
Heisem. Yeah.
set the stakes into motion and like see the plot drive forward and so on, like create some tension. And there's good for him, What's with the Chuck Dixon hate? We don't hate Chuck Dixon. He's just kind of lame, man. Like he's not.
We are
he wrote a
literally
fucking QAnon comic, dude. And
I
now he's
hate
working
Chuck
for the
Dixon. He
Rippaverse.
said a bunch of anti-gay shit. So
He said he's a homophobic fucking shithead, dude. Like, what's with all the exactly? What's with all the Chuck Dixon hate? As in all the hate that Chuck Dixon has fucking put out against all kinds of people.
No love for Chuck Dixon. Like he's not some innocent bystander. Give me a break.
Yeah, like we're literally saying, listen, man, he's done some good work, but he is cringe as fuck, especially now.
DJ and I did a stream on the Initiative channel, which is linked below, where we talked about where we talked about Chuck Dixon from a post on Reddit where somebody had gone through and just kind of like highlighted a lot of his lesser qualities and moments in comics history.
I mean, the thing is, there was so much. I mean, we're talking like years and years and years and years and years of stuff that he even posted on his own fucking forums. So yeah.
So Nate, I know you're better than this, so I don't know why you're doing this, but this will be the last time I'm going to address you. I don't know why you're.
Oh, is he being a shithead? I'm not aware because I don't have content.
I don't know if you're trolling or what.
Oh, DJ's
I know
here.
you know better. I know.
Hi.
I was about to make a joke about how you notice you never see Turf and DJ together at the same time.
Oh dear, they're actually the same person.
So anyway, DJ, have you bought any softback trade papers lately?
No, I have not. I've also not purchased any hardback. I don't know where I'm going with that. Whatever the opposite of that is.
Spotted turtles.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right. So then that's it, man. Is this just really cringe video that like you can tell, and we learned a little bit more here together on stream that this is all to serve the goal of propping up the Rippaverse. Did you hear what we were saying about the comics that are on the wall behind him, DJ?
Yeah, I caught some of that when I came in.
They're all Chuck Dixon or Soska sisters. That's it.
Yeah.
At least what we can see there. Or no, sorry, there's Isom. So there's also an Eric
At
July
least
comic.
what we can read. There's glare off these slabs. And there's...
So the thing I was thinking about this the other day. Fix my camera here. The thing I was thinking about this the other day is that what is the incentive for them to sort of just dismiss any personal like of stuff? Like, why would Az shill so fucking hard for Eric July to the point where his entire background is people associated with Eric July?
Well, somebody said in the chat a minute ago that like he seems like he might be an investor in the Rippaverse.
I swear there's something else going on. We don't know for sure, but I agree, that there might be some investments going on, but I also thought it's possible that he might be an employee. Maybe Eric's going to hire him for something, or
so he's like actually kind of like a brand ambassador kind of guy.
I mean, maybe he's working for Rippaverse, maybe he's working for Blaze. Who knows?
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, yeah, we know that neither one of them their channels were doing very well. Just a few months back, their content was generally just tanking. And him after he had his big moment in the sun of the pronouns, and so it could be very well that we kind of seems obvious that they partnered up with that context in mind. Like they partnered up. They said, let's do this show together. We can build our numbers up. Speculation.
Like I don't know any content creator that I work with who bases their entire personality around another content creator's success. Like at a real level. You know what I mean? Like I'm not talking about like a channel, like a new smaller channel where they come out and they want to talk about how much they love the Rippaverse. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about someone like Az that has an established channel, an established brand that just turns the corner and all of a sudden everything is Eric July. And it's not even about like people talking about Eric July negatively, because I know people go, oh, well, these people spend all day talking about Eric July negatively. That's completely different. What I'm talking about is like his entire backdrop is stuff related to Eric July. Like it's another level of like interest in a YouTuber that is literally on the same, like they're on the same level of a platform. There's no reason for him to shill so hard for Eric, unless there's a financial incentive in it.
Yeah, somehow. No, it's interesting. Like I haven't looked their numbers recently, but last time I looked, it was like Eric has more subs, but Az's subs are more active.
That sounds right.
So, yeah.
I mean, I guess there's some. I don't know that I'd call it
What?
it's blending. You know, so they kind
Yeah,
of.
but I want to get back to what I was saying though. I'm not talking about supporters on the internet. I'm talking about another content creator who already has an established platform. How many other content creators have shilled so hard for Eric July that is actually connected to Eric July? We see some people invite him on their shows and things like that, but his backdrop is Chuck Dixon and Saska Sisters. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's weird. It's weird from the standpoint of him having his own established channel. Where's his interest at? What does he like? Because it's not just that. He doesn't only like Rippaverse stuff.
But
At
like
least
the
I
thing
hope
with
not.
the thing that I've noticed about and basically anytime I watch any couple of moments of his content, this becomes clear that he doesn't really have a personality to speak of. He doesn't, like his personality, his whole shtick is just like say the thing, then repeat it again, and then sometimes say an offensive thing because that's going to trigger people.
Time to suck a D. He says that all the time, 3-4 times straight.
And like there was in fact, the Nerd-Erotic review of which was included him as Mahler and I don't know who it was, X-Ray Girl or something, about the Wolverine and Deadpool trailer. I keep calling it Wolverine and Deadpool. For the trailer and like right at the beginning of the thing, we were commenting on it in Discord that Mahler makes a point of like, and it's like, okay, fine, it's kind of true, I guess. Like he says that the trailer looks like it's chopped up, like it's really chopped up, cut up, really choppy editing, basically. And like, okay, sure, whatever.
So wait,
but then
Mahler said that?
Hey, what's Mahler doing here?
And then Az's response to that is, yeah, it's like movie trailers, it's like a truncated version of the scene. And so like you're probably the scene is actually much longer.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was his fucking response to like, I mean, whether or not the valid point Mahler had or not, I don't know, but that's definitely just stating a fact about what editing does. What trailers are. and then he thought he was saying something profound, I guess.
You mean a trailer's a cut up version of the movie, just doing highlights? What?
The scenes are actually much longer in the movie.
No, I thought we were watching the whole movie here. This is shocking.
Oh man. So yeah. We're gonna talk about some EVS now.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
EVS.
Oh.
Yeah, so
if you look around, you see a bunch of grifting going on. If you don't recognize it as what it is, that's what it is. Okay. These guys generally don't go to cons anymore. The Comicsgate folks, if they do, I don't know. I haven't heard of much of it because, like, generally,
I think MegaCon is like the big one down in Florida. That's the one that most of them go
yeah,
to.
I think MegaCon is just so.
I
big.
thought about that the other day, Dave. It's funny you say that. I
Everyone,
literally thought
yeah.
that.
Or in that they don't really. Yeah.
Bait and switch. No, yeah, like you're gonna watch the movie and it's actually gonna be like Lady Wolverine and Lady Deadpool instead. Is that what you're saying? Or Black Wolverine and Black Deadpool?
Yeah.
That's what I think of when I think of bait and switch now, unfortunately. Chuds, gotta love them. Anyway, so the idea that I remember months back there was a clip going around, and we might have even commented on here that they were raising money, asking for money for to get a booth at C2E2, Chicago Comics Entertainment Convention, which is happening like.
And I think that's like the big one for like the middle of the country, right? Isn't that their big one?
Like the big Midwest one. And even then I was like, what, they're raising money for a booth? These guys always talk about how much money they make now that they're independent and doing Comicsgate stuff, and they blah blah. It's like, fucking, you're asking for money for a booth? Okay, seems like a grift, but whatever. And I guess they raised some money. And when I say they, I'm talking about Ethan Van Sciver, John Mallon, whatever, fucking idiot, and then these other idiots.
I think Shane Davis was also supposed to be
Shane
in that
Davis.
group.
These butt sniffers that sniff Ethan's butt and inhale the vapors and stuff. Like, so they raised some money. I don't know how much or anything. I haven't looked into it. I don't really care, but they raised some money off of it for sure. And then a couple of weeks ago, they started saying they've been canceled. They were banned from C2E2. They've been canceled. It's unjust cancellation based on they've given different bullshit excuses why it's happened or whatever. But the thing they don't talk about is the fact that several years ago, Ethan Van Sciver was him and his ex-wife, now ex-wife, they were at C2E2, and they got in trouble for auctioning a gun. Yeah. They brought a gun
at C2E2.
At C2E2. His wife was, because she was like doing. There's videos about it where she was like doing some kind of, and this, not criticizing that her doing this or anything. Like, it was something to do tangentially with the NRA, but she was actually teaching women how to defend themselves against assault and stuff like that. And then, so it wasn't. Anyway, so like she was promoting that, I guess, and part of that was that they decided to auction a gun, like a handgun, I suppose. And they've just brought that, and then we're like auctioning that on the floor of C2E2, and they got reprimanded for it. Ethan has talked about it before. He hasn't talked about it since they've been banned from C2E2, which is kind of notable, at least that I've seen. You know what I mean? Maybe he's given an excuse for why that's not the reason why he's not allowed, but like. So that's what happened. Was they tried to sneak him into the con. They signed up, I think, with Shane Davis's name, and then didn't put Ethan's name on there, or they put him on as a guest maybe or some shit. But like C2E2 figured it out, and they're like, "Whoa, no, not this Ethan Van Sciver guy. He literally fucking brought and auctioned a gun at our fucking convention. He's not welcome." And they're acting like it's all about because they're conservatives and shit like that. And it's just so disingenuous, man.
Well,
I believe that Yeah, I believe Ethan said on a stream that he kind of told them that this was a bad idea or whatever. They're probably going to get some sort of backlash for it or something along those lines. So I think they kind of knew what the possibility would be by including him in the booth.
I think, honestly, in my opinion, they probably would have preferred this outcome from the beginning. You know what I mean? Because like they make money. They're not giving any of that money back to their pay pigs that send them money.
No, of course not.
They don't have to go anywhere. They don't have to go outside of their homes and sit in a public place, for hours or whatever. And then now they're making more money grifting on being canceled because they're victims now again.
And I think most of them are still going. They might not have a booth, but I think most of them are still going to be there.
Okay. Well,
so
I mean, I guess that goes against my one thing that like they just don't want to even get out of the house. But
well, I supposedly at least one of them. I don't know if this is true or not, but supposedly one of them is going to be wearing like a costume, so people don't know who they are or something. I don't know if that's actually what's going to happen or not, but
no, I know Ethan said that he was going to do that, and I just don't.
Oh yeah.
I heard about Ethan doing it. Like they will recognize me. It's like, yeah, but they bust you. They'll bust you.
Can you still? So if you're banned from C2E2 and they catch you, like if your band is a presenter, like a person with a booth, are you also banned from attending, or is it just from presenting?
I would imagine it depends on what it is that you're banned for. Maybe. So like if you just, I don't know. I don't want to speculate. I've already done enough of that in this segment.
Yeah.
It'd be trespassing if they're banned for both.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, but I wasn't totally sure.
I mean, that'd be kind of funny. And then there was also just the another part of that time in C2E2 that Ethan was there and things didn't go great was that I'll find it. A certain comic creator had taken issue with Ethan's, I guess, behavior there, and it was Mike Mignola, creator of Hellboy. Where the hell
That's a noteworthy name.
Right? Here we go. So yeah, after that con, I'm not sure what year it was, but like the video that I saw of his wife talking, it had Ethan in it briefly and like in the background, and he was much younger looking, for what that's worth. This might have a date on it actually, or maybe not. Oh, 2010. Okay, wow, quite a ways back.
Real quick,
So,
we just hit triple digits, guys. Make sure to give a like, subscribe.
what's up? There's probably a bunch of comic skaters fucking downvoting us right now because that they got to lash out.
Thanks for the view.
Mike Mignola's Facebook. Oh, sorry, what?
I was just telling Comic Skate thanks for the view.
Yeah, thanks for being here, man. Hit the downvote, hit the upvote, hit the sideways vote, whatever the fuck. Just engage, man. That's all that matters. Literal fucking engagement is all that matters. That's why we're glad you're here. Mike Mignola's Facebook status is after Chicago. The guy he's complaining about is Ethan, which, yeah, it's kind of obvious. So Mike Mignola, back from Chicago. A very nice show, marred only by the big shot professional I had to sign next to all weekend. He brought a keyboard and a guy to play it to sing songs about him while he signed. Amazingly rude, but true. He was also apparently auctioning off a handgun.
As you do.
Cool.
As respectable people do.
I mean, not really. Not he co-created. He created Dust about as much as Liefeld created freaking Deadpool. As in, like, character that I kind of set out. Other creators are going to actually fill out the characterization of this character as time goes on. And then there's a response from Ethan, but and he lies all the time, so why do we need to hear what he says?
Somebody should make a short about how he's a liar.
It's true. I mean, look, I don't know how often Mike Mignola lies. I'll be honest. I haven't seen much of his takes. I don't know if he could be a big liar, but I haven't seen any of his lies. I've seen a lot of lies from the other dude.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so there's that segment done. Moving on.
I honestly didn't know that. I mean, just hearing that is wild. Like, who would think you could go somewhere like that and auction away? I mean, I'm assuming that's probably against their contract when you sign up to be there. Because whenever I go to conventions, they always do like a peace bonding on weapons. I don't know if they do that at all the conventions, but basically, if you're coming there as a LARPer or something like that, and you have a sword, it can't be like a real sword. It has to either be covered in some sort of like, if it is a real sword, it has to be covered in a certain way, or it has to be like a foam sword.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't imagine they'd be okay with like guns and things like that. Because all the ones that in my conventions, you have to have them, they have to look like they're fake. They can't even look real. So
I know the conventions down here, you can go in with real looking weapons, but they check each and every one. And if they haven't been checked, and they will have a tag on them saying they've checked it, a very visible tag. And they just verify that it's not real, that it's not an actual weapon. Those are the bigger conventions I've gone to. They definitely
So I just can't imagine being someone going there and doing that. I unless there was a loophole they were trying to exploit somehow. I don't know.
Dude, I recommend it, man. If you can make it happen, it is. If you're into the comics or even just like pop culture in general, it is a fucking cool experience.
It is.
There is lots of local conventions almost wherever you live, so you can probably find something nearby.
And you'll find a lot of people that don't complain about stuff all the time. Surprisingly.
Yeah.
So Malbrain, let me just address this guy. So because you say haters, that tells us right there that you are a comic skater, fan of Ethan Van Sciver, because only somebody that's like a fan of somebody is going to call critics haters, right? And then with that in mind, how much of anything that fucking any of these guys that you look up to, worship, who knows how, to what degree, how much do they support any of the shit they say? Because they just flat out lie about all kinds of shit. Comicsgate is built on a lie. It's full of lies. It's just nonstop lies from these motherfuckers. And so you come in here and be like, oh, is there any proof? Fuck off. Not giving it to you. I mean, the proof is right there. Like, as much as you can get proof for anything, the fact is, he got in trouble for fucking, or his wife didn't, I guess him too, got in trouble for auctioning off a gun. That's just a fact, man. Like, he has talked about it in videos before. So, like, I don't know. Anyway, check this out.
Ooh.
Way of using an existing model to harvest money from the same audience, then everyone can win, right?
Yeah, we will win. We will win. Buy some, y'all.
You've got to be fucking
Oh my
kidding
god,
me.
this is unreal.
Listen, you stupid fucking low IQ bastard. Gary, me, and Wank3PO have all seen that it's possible to milk the same shared audience of dumb fucking subscribers of cash by evangelizing about a bullshit non-existent culture war, and how if you buy this bullshit merch, you're somehow a hero winning a war! So, together with our zero literary talent and artistic abilities, have thrown together dog piss fucking awful books simply so we can desperately try and ride your same snake oil train like suckling fucking remora fish and see how much money we can make for ourselves too. So what you need to do, you completely insane retard, is to print and distribute our garbage books to the same gullible assholes on our behalf.
Not a fan of the of that word. I've actually done a lot of work and done pretty good, if I say so, about not saying that word anymore.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm pretty good at this.
I never say it, but I've gotten. It's become a lost cause trying to police people on podcasts.
Yeah,
like they're going to
it's
say
true.
it no matter what you do. So I have literally gotten to the point where I just ignore it and move on because there's no way to correct it at this point.
I will say, like, kind of currently where we're at in our culture, it's not that bad of a word, but it is something
Right,
we should probably work away from.
Grig's got his puppet. He got it pretty much immediately. Apparently if you just whine and cry and fucking pretend to think it's funny, but really, like, the thing I keep saying, that like if you watch any of their coverage about talking about the puppets, Griggs or whatever, the way that even though they're saying, oh, the puppets are so funny, I want a puppet, blah blah, the way you know that it's actually bothering them is they never say the name of the channel.
Mm-hmm.
If they actually liked the thing, they would, promote the thing, because they promote, other bullshit whenever they. So yeah, just never say the channel. In fact, there's one guy that was on this one clip I saw earlier where he almost said the name and then stopped himself. So, yeah.
Make us a ton of cash from the same stable of pay pigs, loudly pretend that the sales are down to your amazing business genius, and take the credit. So between us all, what we've done is scam the same crowd of idiots out of their pocket money under a nasty little parasocial heist just in time before your stupid Egoverse company finally dies from all the money it's been bleeding, your obvious lack of competent business management, and its hilariously bad attempts at making comics that don't look like they've been written by a fucking 8-year-old child with learning difficulties and cataracts. Simply slap together another page on your shitty.
I just realized what his shirt says.
Yeah, well, look at the wall in the back. Look at the Hot Topic bag.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
the Hot Topic bag is amazing.
Yeah.
Somebody said earlier, he's a really pretentious fucking try hard edgelord who's like
who streams in black and white like it's 2013.
It's like he saw a music video for like a Poison music video in the 80s and just never recovered. You know what I mean?
No, I was just thinking maybe it's because he watched Sin City and went, oh, wow, that's really cool. I will just do that for YouTube.
Website, give it a stupid snappy name. Hey, name it after yourself like every fucking thing else you do. Make a cringe as fuck announcement video with stock footage of warehouses, and boom, we'll all make more money than a fucking OnlyFans girl with 5 tits.
Oh my god. If anybody's asking, I believe it all is AI training on their voices because
that's pretty crazy.
Too close.
Yeah, the voice sounds really good. Yeah.
And like, because that actually does nail, from what I've seen, Razor Fist does do those types of rants where he's like using $5 words and shit, that just like really pretentious bullshit, but like that actually is effective. That rant that we just watched, full minute and a half just going off, and like everything he says, I mean, aside from the ableism, I pretty much agree with, as far as they're called the Ripoff Verse.
I do not support everything they do, but they do have some funny stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna not say the channel name or anything. Like, I hopefully they'll maybe, I don't know, grow beyond that more cringe shit that they do.
Is there not a Critical Drinker puppet? I thought there was, but maybe there isn't.
I don't know.
Not sure.
Critical Drinker is kind of generic and would probably be a lot like similar to Razor Fist in puppet form, I would think. So. But I don't know. They could still do one. It would just be like a long-haired one and a short-haired one of kind of the same thing.
Oh my god! Look, let's just not use that horror word's not a good one, man. Like it's generally pretty derogatory towards people that are just doing a job.
He was in the first video. Yeah, I believe there was. Yeah, I was thinking there was a Critical Drinker one. I know the As one is funny because he's deflated it down a little bit now. It's got saggy like skin and stuff. It's pretty hilarious.
Like this one.
Pronouns. Pronouns. Why am I so emotionally incontinent? I'm current day. In days past, I'd be working an authentic physical job like a real man. My time would be spent on responsibilities.
So, I mean, he's, that's another thing he does that I don't love is that he insults just enjoying comics and movies and stuff too. Sometimes, like the puppet guy does, I guess. Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to post or show the clip of the puppet, but like that was just as.
Yeah. I don't like. I was expecting a puppet, and you just showed ass for some reason. I don't
know if you guys heard or not, but apparently,
worker is generally it's just that's what the job is. It's a completely neutral thing to call them. That's what they do. Sorry.
Apparently, Hypnotic has been threatened with a lawsuit. I don't know if you saw that or not.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah. Let me see if it's
who said that.
What's her name? Is it Alyssa Mercado? Whatever. Mercate. Alyssa Mercate or whatever. Yeah.
Mercate.
She apparently posted like a thing where he did like 30 videos of her in the last month or something. She said something like. What was it she said to him? So I can find this.
I mean, it wasn't Razor Fist. That was anal fist, man.
Yeah.
But I would assume that whatever is there for some reason. So we didn't make the video.
So she said here, if you had a real job, hobby life, and understood journalism, even 0.5%, you know that you've been making near constant defamatory statements about me. Look out for a legal letter. So.
Woo-wee.
Damn.
Oh, she gets it.
Yeah, we'll see what's going to happen with that. The thing about it is, I do believe there's a fine line. Like you can make one or two videos saying some stuff as long as it's not too bad. But if you make video after video after video after video after video, making accusations about someone, well, they're probably going to say something, and then maybe they're going to ask you to stop, like with Nerdrotic and Mark Hamill's, daughter. I guess they're married or whatever.
Yeah. So this actually brings up a thing about Hypnotic that I forgot that I wanted to look at real quick, super quick. Here we go. He has a video up that is called "Woke Doctor Who Actor," and I don't know how to say this guy's name. I'm sorry.
Is it Cuddy Gatwa?
Cuddy Gatwa. Okay.
Shooty Gatwa.
Shooty Gatwa. Okay, whatever. That guy. He attacks fans. Anytime I see that from these guys, I'm immediately like, no, he didn't. No, they didn't.
They never attack the fans. That's never what happens.
No.
And then the second part is, which I'll repeat this little tidbit about how to spot a grifter really easily is anytime they have like multiple statements that are very specific in the headline, the title. That's usually going to be a good indicator of a grifter because they're trying to tell you, like, make you believe this narrative before you even click on the fucking thing.
What are they saying?
So it's woke Doctor Who actor attacks fans, says white people are mediocre and black is supreme. And I'm like, something tells me he didn't fucking say that.
So
looked into it. And let's see what he said here. I googled Doctor Who actor white people, and the quote that he's referencing, vaguely, barely, not really, is loading.
I mean, I have a feeling it's gonna be just like Brie Larson, how she famously says she hates all white men.
Oh yeah.
So when you put says and you don't put paraphrasing, then that is where you get into an issue of like defaming someone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
White mediocrity gets celebrated, while black people have to be absolutely flawless to get half that praise.
That's just not the same thing.
That's just him being based, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's him reporting on his
Well,
life.
it's like the dumb person's version of that statement. It's like he knows exactly who he's talking to. He's talking to a bunch of dumb people. And so he's like, let me make this digestible for these bigots who are too stupid to understand nuance.
Like, and we could, we might as well look at the video. We can read a little bit of this, see exactly what he said. Then we can maybe even look at Hypnotic's video and see how much he's just contorted within the video.
Well, Hypnotic is just going to read the article, so that's all you're going to get out of his video. Anyway.
But where's he reading the article from?
Probably either Bounding into Comics,
Bounding
Fandom
Comics.
Polls, Spark Plays, Breitbart. Those are the 4 websites he goes to.
Let's take polls.
To be fair, this is a lot of nuance, and you kind of have to have like some level of literacy to understand it. So, I mean, just like a basic one, and also not be a fucking bigot.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that I've talked about this before. The standard for people in marginalized communities is always higher because you cannot release something that is average. It either has to be a home run or it's complete shit. That's just the way people look at it.
I mean, look at the way people are blown up over like all this stuff. This whole grifter culture exists pretty much because of that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking crazy to think that that's what he's even saying. Like, white mediocrity being celebrated is not, and I guess whether he's doing it on purpose or not, I don't know.
He's
but
not saying white people are mediocre, which is what the Yellow Flash was saying. He's talking about white mediocrity as a systemic thing.
Yep. Just mediocre content, mediocre, barely talented, not talented people that get kind of pushed up and platformed for no apparent reason. We're trained to be like, if I'm not exceptional, I won't be loved. Certainly, I think that was my thing. So yeah, I think I'm just learning now, like, you are allowed to be loved. You don't have to be excellent to or aspire to that term. Black excellence. What the hell? There's so much white mediocrity that gets celebrated, and black people who, and he's not even talking about himself generally. He's talking about like the perception, like cultural perception of, right? So I'm slowly training myself out of that and being like, no shit, you deserve love for just existing. And that has taught me to be a lot more loving as well in a weird way. No, it makes perfect sense, man. Pretty based. Good shit.
Yeah.
So that's somehow become.
I mean, look at the situation here, right? This is why it's so ridiculous. He is a black Doctor Who. A role that has been passed on to how many people now? 20, 30 different people have played Doctor Who. How many have played? Like, it's been a lot.
In canon, he's 14, maybe 15.
Okay.
I'm trying.
Because I know some of them have gone away and then come back, and there's been like other.
Well,
ones
David
stuff,
Tennant's
so.
the only one that has come back. But yeah, yes.
So we're talking about over a dozen people have played Doctor Who. He's the first one that's a black guy, and look at the criticisms of him already for simply playing Doctor Who.
No, they're blowing up at him.
If you're going to argue that he's wrong, then where's all this criticism coming from? That's the proof you need right there.
Yeah.
No, it's one of those things where I thought his Christmas special was fine. It didn't thrill me, but I thought he did a really good job. But everybody's blowing up at him. Honestly, most of the criticism I see has to do with that dance scene, which is idiotic.
Time traveling and sonic screwdrivers we can accept, but a black guy, that's too much.
Yeah, a black guy dressed goofy and dancing in a nightclub. Like, the Doctor has never looked goofy in his history. Are you guys serious?
You're ruining my immersion. I can't believe in like a TARDIS and sonic screwdrivers and Alex. I can't. None of that matters if you have a black guy playing Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I mean, Bob, like, because you're a fan of Doctor Who, right?
Yeah.
Which two Doctor Who actors would you say are the most criticized and like the ones who have, like kind of had to prove the most, to exist?
It's the last two. It's Judy Gatwa, the first black Doctor, and Jodie Whittaker, the first woman Doctor.
Exactly. It just proves the point that people who aren't white men white straight men for that sake need to do so much more to just be accepted the same way that an average white straight man will.
I mean, they have to be white. They would have to be white to be accepted.
So I want to point something else out to you guys about this video real quick. So this is it right here. Woke Doctor Who actor attacks fans. And then I clicked on it.
But real quick, before we even get into it, woke Doctor Who actor, what is he using the word woke in place of there? That's something you always have to ask yourself when you use the term woke.
Yeah.
It's
it's in place of like the N-word.
Why do you guys think that the comments are turned off here?
I don't know. Is it because Doctor Who gets flagged as like a child show on YouTube?
I don't know. Is he scared of criticism? Maybe.
See, that was my first thought, but then
it can't be that he's
after that I was like, wait a second, because I'll be honest, I've watched a little bit of a couple of his streams since I've discovered this fucker. Like I'm talking like 10 minutes at a time is the max I can take of it, but like his membership name, the name of his memberships on his channel is it's just the bigots or something like that. Something like that, calling themselves bigots or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah, he's got this racist version of African American English or vernacular English that they use all over the place. They use it in chat all the time, where they're like, the we was kangs and shit type of thing. There's a lot of fucking overt racism going on with this guy's channel.
This channel's awful.
I can't help but wonder if maybe he's like he's worried he's going to get in trouble for his comment section based on a video like this. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
I also want to point out that the people who don't show who they are the absolute worst ones. They're the ones that will go the furthest, with the exception of like one or two guys. But I believe Hypnotic is hiding who he is because he's going to try and get as big as he can and make as much money as he can on YouTube, and then never have to actually own up to anything that he's done.
Yeah, he's going to get the bag. Yeah. The bigot army. That's what it is. The bigot army, right?
Anyone who embraces being a bigot after being called a bigot is just this person you can't trust. Like they are.
Let me reclaim this unreclaimable thing because it never meant anything else. It's always meant the same thing.
That's probably they would definitely try to defend with the idea that like, oh, what do we just call ourselves that because you call us that? And it's like
it's ironic.
No, man, it's just a word that means what it.
We are actual bigots, so we're gonna claim the word bigot.
Like, I'm just curious how many videos does the comments section, and I'm going to totally wreck his stats a little bit here too. Not really. There's not enough of me doing this, but hey, if you guys want to wreck a Chud's stats, never mind.
Yeah, don't
want to wreck a Chud.
Don't give these guys algorithm points.
No. If you go with SBI, you're a gamer.
I watch them, so my brain is rotted. You guys don't have to.
Woke needs to be illegal. I fucking agree. This is far worse than cancer.
So it's cancel culture then. That's what they want. They want cancel culture.
Yes, they very much do.
And they
But see, that's how you know it's not an actual stance. Like they're not doing this as like a value issue because that's not what they're talking about. They're talking about we want to censor and get rid of anything that we don't like. It doesn't matter. There's no reason for it. They just don't like it.
Yeah. They're also always incredibly vague about it. Woke just means whatever they want it to mean.
Is there a reason why that Park Place is trying to use Disney font in their website? It looks like
I imagine it's because they're trying to appear somewhat legitimate.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what he did with Bounty and Comics before he sold it. Maybe he wants to sell this one too. Maybe that's his whole fucking goal.
Brings up a good point. I've noticed that my videos, I always say join the revolution on my channel, because I noticed that my videos are now getting recommended in the Chud boxes, and they hate that. They come in my comments, they're like, "Why the fuck did YouTube recommend this to me?" And it's because by doing what they're doing, I am infiltrating that algorithm, and it's making it more difficult for their videos to always show up. So I'm taking the space from one like Chud channel in that recommended box, and so I mean it's a small thing, but it works out better for everybody because I don't think we'd ever get rid of them. My whole goal is to diversify the search results. I don't want to search like a movie and see like Nerdrotic, Critical Drinker, Geeks and Gamers, Melanie Mac. I don't want to see them. I want to see some other people in that spot that aren't just doing the same stuff.
Dude,
Yeah.
I miss Watch Mojo when they used to dominate spots because they are nowhere. But Jesus Christ, they're better than these guys.
Yeah, but I think they're trying to do AI content now. Watch Mojo, it's a lot of AI
God,
content.
of course they would. Ugh.
Yeah.
Maybe I.
There's also there's also two parts of that where it's in one like you can get your videos to the point where it's showing up in the chat results, and that kind of annoys them, and it's like diversifying the space. And then there is also the small chance that some people will watch your video and get a new perspective that they just haven't been getting because YouTube has been having them trapped within the same type of content. And they're just, back from Critical Drinker, Nerdrotic, Hypnotic, all these people. And then it's like, if there comes a new video with a new perspective, most of the time it won't change anything, but it might, and that's...
Well, I mean, my channel is growing, so it's definitely tracking and people are picking up on it. So that's really good, but
you guys want to play a new game?
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
Chud or not a chud?
Ooh, that's interesting.
So this has
it's going to be tough for me. It's going to be tough for my thumbnails.
This has to do with the trailer for Wolverine 10. I think it's 9 or 10. I'm not sure. But like, yeah, we talk about that first or after or whatever, however you guys want to. But like,
I'm down. Yeah, let's do it.
Wolverine trailer, Wolverine 10. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's got Deadpool in it. Hyped.
Featuring Deadpool. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would love it if like they're in like the first 5 minutes and then they're replaced with like Daphne Keene's X-23 and then like Gwen Poole, maybe Emma Stone for like the rest of the movie.
Who's being sued over the Buffalo shooting?
There? Okay. I don't know who that is.
They.
How dare they?
Are we accusing non-binary people of doing something?
Yeah, so the goddamn YouTube and Reddit. Oh yeah, that's right. I saw something about that. Literally never heard of that guy, so nope. Not gonna. We don't do
I only really cover chuds when they pop up in my radar. Because I don't want to.
Like, even not even the first time for me. It's like I have to see them a few times and like hear some like in the wild, hear them reference or something.
There's a channel I'm not going to even mention, but I followed them. They showed up one time in my recommended, and I followed their channel for almost 8 months to see like how far, because they were doing the typical chud stuff. We all know how it is: thumbnails, titles, stuff like that. And their channel wasn't really going anywhere, so I was like, I'm not gonna cover that. So I just kind of stopped keeping up with them. But that's kind of my thing. Is I'll watch and see how quickly, because Hypnotic is one of the few ones that's starting to really blow up out of the coming up out of nowhere. If you go back and you look at his early videos, he struggled to get 100 views. And then I don't know, I have to look and see something he did kind of propelled him.
Just
he must
decided
have made,
to just go all in on the grossest bigotry possible, I guess. Okay, so it's just I did want to look at like actually do some fan stuff real quick.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm down.
Fucking awesome.
Dude, like I cannot get enough Hugh Jackman as Wolverine at this point. I know, I think when MCU recast him, which they will, and it's going to be a tough recasting, they'll probably go maybe for a bit more comic book accurate proportions. But what I love about Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is that he took a character, he took enough aspects of the character that you could recognize as the character, and then he also kind of made it his own. He kind of had almost like a Clint Eastwood element to it that I love. It's great seeing him back. I'm excited.
McLeod, it's always meant more than just fandom menace people. It's like it isn't even limited to pop culture people. It's like some people use it
Ron
just to reference
DeSantis is a chud.
Yeah, conservatives in general.
Donald Trump's a big chud. He's probably the biggest chud.
Actually, there's like an
74, I think, something like that. 73, 74 years old. Sorry, what was that?
I want to say actually probably like late 50s.
Yeah.
Not
late 50s.
He looks amazing.
No, yeah, he's fucking excellent.
So it says chud in internet slang means a person who is on the political right or holds socio-political views seen as reactionary. That's actually the online slang term for chud.
Yep. That is many people.
So one thing I was surprised about with the trailer was the sleevelessness of it all. Because one of the criticisms that I'd I mean, look, I wasn't going to complain about it, but like I was kind of like, oh man, he's got sleeves on in this. Okay, look, he's in a costume. That's all that matters, right? But apparently they get kind of torn off at some point or something. Sun's out, guns out. Probably because they're on this Mad Max world, which we'll get to what that world is in a second if you haven't figured it out yet.
Well, probably also because Hugh Jackman's arms look fucking great, so might as well show him off.
Well, see, I had actually heard that the reason that they had him wearing sleeves was so he didn't have to get into fucking excellent shape again, like the way that he has before.
It might have been a thing like that, and then like he decided to just go ahead and get into shape.
He just did it anyway because he's.
I got someone attacking me in my comments because I said I'd love to see it without the sleeves, and they were like, "He got a skin cancer scare, so now you're like trying to expose him to skin cancer or whatever." And I was like, "Okay."
It's a little bit.
So in case you guys are wondering, Hugh Jackman turns 56 this year.
Damn, huge jacked man. That's right.
Yep.
I like to know. Did you guys see him on Rick and Morty? He actually did his voice on Rick and Morty, and he was like,
"Nice.
I gotta go take a Hugh Jackman. That's what we call taking a shit."
Nice.
It's like, how much did they pay him to say this stuff? But
it took him all this time. They finally got him in the costume.
Yeah.
That looks like that's gonna be fun. It's a fun shot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Now I'm interested.
We've always wanted to see that on film, and now we're getting it.
Yep. There's that. Deadpool, the costume's got some subtle changes. I'm liking them. I kind of like it better. It's a little bit less bulky. It's more comic booky than previously.
The colors look a bit sharper too. Which,
look like deeper red.
People are like, "Oh, it's more muted." I'm like, "No, it's more red. What are you talking about?"
Yeah,
it's a more vivid red.
If you look at the eyes of this one long enough, you can kind of tell that they're not really done with the effects yet. Because like that just looks kind of not the best, the eye situation, because they do animate those.
By the way, I do love how Deadpool's eyes are very active in the movies. Yeah. I love they did that.
He owes it all to Spider-Man.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
It's awesome. It's fucking awesome. That's all I got to say about that.
It looks almost as good as X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yeah.
No, that looks amazing, actually.
Recast Wolverine with Alan Ritchson. It's kind of the wrong direction in several regards.
As much as I love Alan Ritchson, I would love to see him in the MCU. I don't know about.
I can think of other characters I'd like to see him play.
Yeah.
I don't think Wolverine would be the right one. How tall is he, by the way?
Maybe, but yeah.
How tall is
Alan Ritchson? Just curious. 6'3", so he's tall. No, we don't want.
Oh yeah, he's the same height as Hugh Jackman, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, so we all know who this is. What this is, right? Like, it's Goliath.
Yeah.
Oh sure.
Loki.
Yes, of course. Yes.
So yeah, what was pretty obvious to a lot of people, it seems to be confirmed at this point that they were talking about what is it, the Void, which there's a lot of pretty reasonable speculation that the Void is going to kind of be more or less Battle World eventually.
I mean, do we want to get into who the villain is?
Yeah, sure.
So the villain is Cassandra Nova. If you know anything about Cassandra Nova, I've actually read some Cassandra Nova back in the day.
She's for context of like episode 5 of X-Men 97, when that happened in the comics, the Genosha massacre, genocide, really, something like just millions of mutants were killed. That was Cassandra Nova. She was responsible for that. Sorry, go ahead.
But she's also an incredibly strong telepath. So like pretty much everything is game if it's Cassandra Nova. She is not to be messed with. Like Shadow King stuff is definitely in her territory. Like she could be doing stuff on the astral plane. We have no idea how far it could go, but Cassandra Nova is a pretty terrifying villain. So I'm excited to see how that plays out.
Well, before we get to there's one I'm going to do last. We'll go to this one first. That's just a good shot right there, man. Wolverine's face.
That's adorable.
I didn't know Rocket was in this.
So if they're gonna say it's woke about Cassandra Nova, it's gonna not be for that reason. Well, we'll see what happens. Yeah, so I was gonna save that for last, Hedgehog Nerd, like, because at first, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, it's an Ant-Man helmet, and then I realized later, oh, it's an Ant-Man head.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's very Guardians of the Galaxy with the
Yeah, my first instinct was, oh, it's nowhere. Oh, wait, no.
No, what it reminds me of, honestly, is Old Man Logan, because there was literally in that story, the original comic story part, like there's several locations that are like infamous after the villains did all their striking that they did and killed a bunch of heroes and whatnot, and then Wolverine, spoiler alert, killed all the X-Men because he was Mysterio kind of did illusions on him. But like one of the locations that they go to is just the corpse of Giant Man. So yeah, kind of seems like that might be. And then if you look here, you can see a couple of characters we know. We got everybody's like just fan favorite characters. So many people love this character. Azazel.
I love how the judge will just love a character whenever it might be I don't even want to say replaced, but when like another character might be substitute or something that is like not the traditional character, all of a sudden they're huge Azazel fans, and it's like, get over it, man.
And then pretty obviously Lady Deathstrike there. I don't know if it's the same actress or not, but I remember that was a really cool villain in X-Men 2. She had cool. I mean, there wasn't much to her, but that was a cool fight at the end. And then
that's Professor X there, the bald one, and that's Professor X. I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's clearly Professor X.
Yeah,
that's more like Professor Triple XL.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Pyro's in there. We know that from the trailer that Pyro's also there. I think that it was confirmed that they cast her in the movie, right?
Jennifer Gardner will be reprising Elektra in this.
Zoom in on that.
I am so fucking excited about this movie.
Yeah,
this looks like fun.
It's like Mad Max, is what I've realized. Like, oh my god, they did a fucking Mad Max with Wolverine and Deadpool. It's like,
I feel like this was the perfect year for Marvel to kind of take off normal movies, like their normal MCU stuff, and push
just
the fuck out of this movie,
stuff, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You can still do the multiverse stuff, which obviously they're doing with this movie, but also like, let's dive into the mutant stuff, because the mutant stuff is great, and MCU hasn't been able to do mutant stuff because of rights issues, and now they can just dive in and really enjoy.
Doctor Strange portal. Is it Wong? Is it Doctor Strange?
Oh no!
Is it America?
There are some amazing X-Men stories, and I'm excited to see them really like.
I think as fans, I don't think everybody's fully. I mean, some people online have done this, but I don't think we've fully been able to understand what this means for Marvel. Like we're about to get, like almost everything is on the table now.
Yeah,
I think there's a couple of characters that they still have to kind of sort of work with, but for the most part, they have everything. They have all of them pretty much.
That's
like,
what this shot represents, right? Like this shot right here is like, you don't know where we're gonna go with this, but like we're gonna go somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, they're going through the portal, and fuck yeah, like. Hey, did you guys see have you looked at any of the leaked images that came from shooting and stuff? Like,
I tried to avoid.
I tried to avoid them, but like, there's leaked images, and then there's stuff that I'm pretty sure is fake. They're thrown in.
Did you see the other Deadpool that they were?
Yeah, I did see that one.
Like,
I've seen a couple Deadpools.
He seems to be like the perfect Deadpool or something like that. Like he's the best one.
Is he gonna be like is he gonna be like the Deadpool prior to the changes they made to him? Like
I was about to say, could it be like classic Deadpool, where it's just pretty much a ripoff of Deathstrike?
I mean, you see, he's like a Deadpool Prime, is what it looks like. He's like he doesn't have his skin's not messed up. He just looks like Ryan Reynolds. He's got like long, luscious golden hair and a ponytail. His guns are golden, which I guess this Deadpool also maybe gets his guns. Who knows? But like, yeah, his suit is like nicer, and he's got a big ass crotch. Like his crotch is very intentionally bulbous, and
I missed that part. That's funny though.
But yeah, they talked to him for a minute. I don't know what's going on.
I also think we finally have the possibility of a Deadpool Spider-Man like film in some way, which would be good.
I don't know how they would do that, because like it wouldn't. I guess they would just do a kind of hard PG-13, maybe. You know.
Well,
maybe
I'm assuming that Deadpool will show up in the group films, and he'll be like a lesser R-rated version of Deadpool. Like, and I think then we'll get to see him with Spider-Man. I don't think we'll get like a Spider-Man and Deadpool movie, but I think we could get them together in like a scene or something.
They could have some fun, and he's guaranteed their one F-bomb.
Yeah, that, and then also he could just like lampshade it, but in the meta sense of like, you know, like I can't say blah blah blah, and they just have a bunch of sounds because
just every time he curses, all of a sudden there's a loud noise, and he's like, "Oh, of course it's PG-13."
That could be part of his
Critical Access. I want to see
he's getting
Spider-Man
frustrated that he can't curse or something like that.
Yeah.
And Critical Access, I want to see Spider-Man and Punisher. Well, now that they've made the Netflix shows canon, then we'll get John Bernthal as Punisher. Which, by the way. Great fucking casting. I love him as Punisher.
Oh, dude, I love how he really brings a human element to Punisher. I've just become such a big fan of John Bernthal over time. He's amazing. I love his Punisher.
I don't know if I'd say grown up is the way to phrase it. Like more, you know, in some ways it might be the more juvenile version. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Man, if they got. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even want to start thinking about the possibilities, to be honest with you, because
it's too many. It's too much to think about. Like, it's literally the only character that's sort of an outlier still is the Incredible Hulk because of all that shit with like Universal. But
most
outside of
stuff too, but yeah,
but I feel like they have a better relationship with Sony than they do with Universal stuff. Poor fucking Hulk. Hulk is so connected to so many like big stories from Marvel. Having to like dance around that is weird, but yeah, let's fucking go. Like the promo cycle for this movie is crazy. It's crazy.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm so video game. I was like looking for group.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of cool in the sense it's really cool because like Hugh Jackman's getting another send off right as Wolverine, so we got the you know mature, you know, like deep, emotionally resonant, you know, kind of thing, and I'm sure there'll be a little bit of that in this one too. But like, this is also just going to be like the fucking fun one, right, where he's literally in costume and yeah, I'm pretty happy about it.
The chemistry with Ryan is so good. Like you couldn't pass this up. The two of them are so great together.
It wouldn't even surprise me if maybe there's even a little bit of the storyline where essentially, you know, it's brought up that, hey, I had an epic death. What happened? And he's like, I couldn't let you go with that epic death. I had to bring you back. So you.
So
I've heard the rumor this is a Wolverine that like failed or something. Like
that's what the trailer said, right?
So yeah, like
he let his whole world down or whatever. And that makes me wonder, why did they choose him to help Deadpool kind of thing? I don't know. Could be the only one who was available or something. Like
have to see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll be somewhat of a valid setup. I remember that, like, I read that, like, Ryan Reynolds and I guess Sean Levy, they had already been working on a third film script, and then what was it they saw? Was it Endgame or something? Or no, basically, you know, something about that Marvel was doing made them realize, oh wait, we can do this instead, and they basically like scrapped whatever their story they were working on to write this movie. So the question becomes, this is a question that's on everybody's lips, guys.
Oh god.
Is it gonna save the Marvel universe?
I didn't know the Marvel universe needed saving.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the grift right there, is even taking that question seriously is being grifted and being fucking snowed, man. Because it's like, if you guys saw the pre-stream thing and that all those clips from all the Marvel movies that I had in that intro thing, and you think about all those movies that made all this money, and there's all these moments that have resonated people, including the movies that didn't make a bunch of money or whatever. Like, there are people that are becoming hardcore Marvel fans based off of the Marvels and Thor Love and Thunder and shit like that. Like, this thing has become such a cultural force that to think that just one, that it's gonna just die and go away and nobody's gonna talk about it ever again, or that it needs a movie to save it somehow. I don't know, man.
It leaves the door open for like multiple talking points, right? So if the movie does well, they can grift on that and say, okay, this movie is great, but all of these other Marvel movies are bad, and this is why, blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
That's what they're going to do. If the movie underperforms, they will say that it's because Disney interfered with the creative process and had their hands on the film, and so they ruin the movie if it doesn't do well. Which, by the way, I don't think there's any reality where it does bad, and I think they kind of know that
No.
too. So I believe that's one grip. The other is they could use this as a literally like Deadpool versus any other Marvel movie they want to go after. So they'll be like, Deadpool 3 did this, and look at the Marvels, look at Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Like these two movies didn't do well, and Deadpool did great, and that's going to be their talking point. Like they're setting themselves up to kind of go in whatever direction happens. So
yep.
Definitely.
And if we watched, I don't know if you guys watched it too. Like I watched a little bit of the Ryan Kennel and I think Drunk 3PO reacting to the trailer, and then a very little bit of Nerdrotic and Mahler and stuff. And like, it's generally the same thing. They throw their digs in at very like just absurd, minuscule, nitpicky bullshit. You know, they're definitely getting some insults in because they have to shit on it because their audience feeds on negativity.
Pull this up for a second. The Marvels is doing extremely well on streaming, and a lot of people are coming around and saying they wish they would have seen it in theaters.
Yeah.
So it is true that is happening.
So Eternals didn't do well in the box office. Huge hit streaming. Marvels didn't do well in the box office. Huge hit streaming. I just saw an article earlier today, Argyle, which came out a couple months, maybe 2 months ago.
We just
didn't
watched
do
that
very well
this
in the box office. Huge hit streaming.
Yep, we enjoyed it. We watched it this week at home.
Yeah, no, Argyle's flawed, but it's an entertaining movie.
Yeah,
which I'm glad y'all brought this up because, like, we were saying in chat earlier that like this is the new grift, and it's going to be how they grift from now on. Basically, is that the industry has changed. It's just changed. It's already changed. It's already done, and that's what this is making clear. Yes, there's still going to be movies that come out and make a shitload of money sometimes. Yeah, like a big event films and stuff. But like, there's going to be probably even more movies that come out. They don't do super well compared to what they might have done pre-streaming, pre-COVID, because that's really the where the turning point was. COVID, you saw all these studios rushing to get their theatrical films out on streaming, and the wait time between theater and home release just like halved in some cases. You know what I mean? Like went from 60, 90 days or something to just like 20 days or whatever, like some really short amount of time. And yeah, of course, the people are going to be like, why am I going to go to the theater and see that when I can just watch it on streaming? And I'll be honest, I've done it. So
if it wasn't for the podcast, I'd probably do it a lot more. But
yeah.
Well, I mean, like a lot of people, I have a friend of mine that went on Amazon. They had a sale on 85-inch TVs for like $900, right? And he was like, I can't really afford a new TV, but he did. He saw that sale. He went for like the pay by month thing where it was like $40 a month or something. So he got an 85-inch television. He said they've not gone to the movies since he got that TV. And I'm assuming a lot of people during COVID probably upgraded their television. So they probably have more people have bigger TVs or nicer televisions.
Yeah, I
because
got
of
a
COVID.
75-incher during COVID.
Yeah. So I think a lot of people, the COVID changed movie culture in a way that we still haven't fully understood. So
that's a hell of a prediction, man. I mean, cool if so.
I was wondering. It's not impossible, but it's going to be hard for an R-rated movie to break $1 billion. That being said,
I feel like 900 million is a home run. 900 million would be a home run for them.
Dude,
so
like,
I mean, I think the previous one only made
hit,
like
800.
was it 700 or 800, something like that.
Yeah. I'll be honest though, I can see the potential for this movie to make $1 billion. At least make $1 billion. Like I
mean,
feel like
Joker
there's
did it,
potential
so.
there. And that is actually, it's being uplifted by the absolute fucking success of X-Men 97, which has made people start loving the X-Men again. So
we're talking about corporate fucking synergy, man. They're hitting it with this right now. And in case anybody didn't see, I want to show it off.
Yeah, look.
Oh no!
Remember it.
Is that the series 1 thing? I think that's series 1, isn't
So
it?
no, this is a brand new shirt, but they have, if you can, I'm not going to say the fucking place, but you can buy them. They're literally like remakes of the original cards, but they're for X-Men 97. So
fucking hell, that cartoon is better than some of the live action shit we've had over the years. It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
All right,
It's
so
really
with that stuff in mind, let's see if this is a chud or not a chud. You guys
All right.
do that?
Yes.
I know
All right.
Bob's got like a little while left to go. I know Turf, you probably itching to get out of here.
Not itching. But eventually.
Let's see what we can
we'll
get done.
How quickly we can nail down an answer on this one. Curveball.
Yes.
Only had my curiosity, but now that I know Hugh Jackman walks around sleeveless, they have my attention. Hi all, Snarky J Cosplay here. So a couple of months ago, when all the news came out about Deadpool and Wolverine, I made a video saying that I very much—
See, I feel like DJ is going to have an advantage over us on this one.
I'm pretty sure I know what the answer is, but I haven't actually looked at this one yet.
I'm kind of distracted. I'll be honest.
I'm literally looking at the background. I'm not even looking at her. I'm looking what's behind her on the walls and stuff. So, but yeah, she's definitely got the microphone in a really precarious position there.
Yes.
So.
I mean, she does some videos where she's literally in full cosplay, and she seems to do a pretty good job of cosplay, but it's like really sexy cosplay and stuff, and it's like okay. But yeah, I've just, so the name of this video, by the way, is it's like something positive. It's like this looks great or something like that. Nothing shitty or negative or anything. When that's threw me off because I'd seen another video of hers that made me think that she might be kind of anti-DEI type, right? She actually said something about DEI.
So her channel is called Snarky J.
Yeah.
That's the name of the channel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I've never seen this person before.
You know, people keep on showing their boobs for views. Maybe I need to do that.
Wolverine back felt like a cash grab, and it still sort of feels like a cash grab, but it's doing a good job at being a cash grab.
Okay, already
Chud.
Chud.
Yeah,
Chud.
no, this is already setting off.
The minute she said cash grab, Chud, because nobody thinks of
it's a
entertainment that
fucking
fucking
movie.
way. Come on.
Of course they want to make money. That's an insane.
Well, I mean,
It's such a stupid. We're doing
making this movie to make money.
We just want to. We want to put this out. We don't care if it makes money.
This is
hold on. I challenge that because she could just be a cynical grifter, right? Like, but that doesn't indicate chud necessarily. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I feel
True.
Let's
yeah, we're definitely hitting some yellow flags for sure.
Your boobs don't work on me.
He sees through the veil.
Cash so I can go watch this. So they officially released the trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine. I have not seen it because I wanted to watch it with you guys, so I'm still a little apprehensive, but I really love Wolverine, so we're gonna have to see this. And we're pressing play right now.
What's up with the wink?
Yeah, the winking is.
What's up with the commentary?
Hold on, let me pause this for a second. I feel like there's some like bartender flirtation shit going on with this person. Like, you know how when you go to a bar and you're going to buy a drink and they're like, maybe I could sell you another one. What can I do?
You want
that
special?
You know, that kind of thing. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm getting. The vibe I'm getting. It's not necessarily just a thing with women. It's just in general. Like there's a.
But yeah, it is it is also an indicator of a grifter.
And why is she holding her laptop in her hand? This is weird.
Like I don't like.
And why is she
I don't believe she's actually
right?
watching the trailer like this. I don't believe that. If she was genuinely watching the trailer, she'd have it off on screen off to the side, like I have right here.
I think we should all just every time we start the video again, just and now I'm gonna start the video.
Yeah.
All right,
a little wink for the audience.
All right, guys, we're gonna start watching the video again, okay, guys?
All right, yeah.
Oh my god.
The flirty stuff's a bit much.
All right, well, I'm sort of on the tick, so upsy daisy. Oh.
It's actually so weird why she's just holding it.
Yeah.
This is weird, man. It's like
I suggest you reconsider.
All right. So I know I said this before. She's a very attractive woman.
Sure.
Okay?
Oh yeah.
Are we watching the trailer or are we watching the cleavage? I'm not sure which one we're supposed to be watching here.
Is there a trailer playing?
Yeah, that's what I'm
I'll be
wondering.
honest. I was being a bit performative with because I'm demisexual, man. Like you can be as hot as fuck. If I don't see anything coming from your personality that like is attractive to me, I'm not gonna pay attention to your boobs for very long. And so I'm already over that. Now I'm just focused on literally.
Well, it's just catching me now. Like now it's a delayed response for me. It's just
it is noteworthy that she's keeping her boobs in frame.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's why she's holding the laptop like that.
Yeah,
is what I'm.
And she's this is very fucking performative. The way she's like laughing at the
Yeah, I'm more annoyed that like there's no reaction. Like
yeah,
someone
like,
could just go watch the trailer.
Well, she's laughing though, Tart. See right there.
Oh yeah. Okay, so
But
so you
if
know
you
that
just
it's
watch the
funny.
trailer, you're not gonna get boobs.
If I watched the trailer, I would not laugh.
They
'cause I
got me
wouldn't know
already.
when
I
to.
hate to say it, but
Dude, what the
Ladies and
fuck are you
gents.
talking about, man? Like, what the actual fuck are you even saying? Are you fucking okay, man?
Yes.
Like,
Wait, have you spent
I have
15
spent
years
15
in
years in a church
basement study?
basement. As an atheist, I do that a lot.
right, the atheists, we love to fucking hang out in church basements.
What is that even in reference to?
Dude, you showed up, you saw like what, 30 seconds of our stream, never not knowing who the fuck we are or anything about us, and you made that comment like thinking that it was a gotcha or some kind of funny thing, right? Like that's what happened.
So, we're not allowed to talk about boobs because we're progressive people, so we can't talk about boobs and sexuality. That's what it is. Okay.
You made a decent point. Yeah, man, I don't know that you did. Not defensive. We're just making fun of you because you're.
Well, what is the
moron.
point though? What is it? You guys spent the last 15 years in church basement study or church basement at Bible study.
I
What is
called
that?
you a
What is
moron
the point
first,
of
you
it?
fucking moron. Boom.
I just want to know. Can you clarify what is his name? And Woo. Can you clarify what that statement was about? What was it that we said that triggered that comment? I want to know. I'm curious.
Imagine appreciating boobs.
My point is, it's not a big deal. I didn't say it was a big. No one's saying it's a big deal. We're
fact, this might
analyzing the content we're watching. That's what we're talking about.
So okay, look, try and follow in, man. Try and follow in, follow along. Right, we're talking about whether she is being a dishonest actor or not, whether her content is sincere, disingenuous, whether she's legit. Part of that is the fact that, like, look, the audience of YouTube is fucking drastically male. You know what I mean? Like, for the most part, people who watch YouTube on a regular basis are male. So us analyzing whether the boobs play some role in her content is actually just part of analyzing the content thoroughly.
I would ask.
I'm not even saying that to be like fucking.
Also, we're kind of joking. Also, we're kind of
well,
joking.
All of YouTube.
Oh,
is
look at
kind
this
of male
fucking
and
piece
female,
of shit.
but the
Like, goddamn, dude,
YouTube
why do
that
we even?
wa-
I shouldn't have ever.
The demographic of guys who would watch a Wolverine and Deadpool reaction video. That's
Right.
a lot of the guys.
I blocked him. He's gone. So I'm sorry. That's my
It's
fault.
so weird. Like, we're sitting here, like, people say, "Oh, you
Yeah.
guys don't really have fun. Sometimes you get too serious." So here we are joking, having a good time, and some dude comes in. "Oh, you're like basement people at a Bible study." Like, what the fuck are you talking about, man?
That comment just threw me for a loop, man. It was like it was.
Yeah. It's a dumb comment, obviously a troll account, but there's no videos.
I'm
on
going to
his
say
channel or
something
anything like that,
shocking. As a straight guy, I appreciate boobs.
Whoa.
What?
Whoa.
I'll be honest. I am mesmerized because I've never seen someone film a video this way. I've never seen a video.
Yeah,
with
no, the
someone
holding the
on their
laptop thing is really bizarre.
Yeah,
too.
it's a little weird to me, but
And I'm what I was
Let me
trying to
hold
do
it
right
next to my
before he showed up,
boobs.
by the way, was match her reactions to the trailer to see if she's actually even really watching it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she's. I don't. Yeah. I think she is, but I don't think it's the first time.
why is he still so sexy?
This Wolverine let down his entire world. Want to talk about what's haunting you, or should we wait for a third act flashback?
Okay, girl, give us nothing.
Oh my god. This is gonna be the perfect birthday gift. to me.
I worked too hard at my content.
So
I
nothing
think
she has
just-
said so far is specific about what is being shown on screen. So
True.
that-
Right.
True.
Like, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I swear. No. He's too old to be that fine.
Okay, well, there's that, I guess.
Well, I mean, still.
This
Also-
literally looks like a comic dream came to life.
You were an X-Man.
Hold on. Liefeld's just feet?
Okay, so she commented on that.
Because Rob Liefeld can't draw feet. These people.
What's funny is that, like, I've seen several chuds mentioning that as if, like, that's like, oh my god, it's such a deep cut. Like, you got to be a real nerd to get that one. And it's like everybody knows.
Everybody knows
Liefeld and the
that.
feet thing by now.
Oh, so I'm just really waiting for why you're showing us this, Dane, because so far it is an incredibly boring, just nothing video. That's
I have
coming
not.
up.
Hey, I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, you
Like,
haven't?
No, I was just the title of it and knowing what content.
Yeah, no,
that she said and
there's
stuff.
yellow
So there's a
flag
chance
for
we go
the
through this
gender
whole
stream.
video
and it could
for
be nothing
nothing.
in this stream on this, man. Like, that's how
Well, I mean,
fucking.
we have to
Game of
guess if it's a
Thrones is.
chud or not. And I'm like, right now,
Okay.
I've gotten a whole bunch of yellow flags, but nothing that says definite chud. Yeah.
Wait! That's an Old Man Logan reference. Him.
Okay,
mean,
so
so
she
far,
got
it's-
that. That's not necessarily not impressive that she knows that. I'll say that.
Yeah.
False. That's
So far, it's just
his
giving
skull.
typical React channel.
Yep, but I mean, okay, let's get past the actual. Here we go.
Okay. Yeah.
F***ing good. Look, I love Wolverine, and I really like that old buddy cop trope where one guy's the straight man with a bad attitude and the other one's a little zesty. So for me, the combo of Deadpool and Wolverine is being so devastated with what doing things together. But that looked weird. But they're also in their comic book act is going to be full of some really interesting references.
Okay, so she's not the type of chud that we're used to, and this is kind of the point of why I wanted to watch it. By the way, because she is a chud. I'll be honest, like she is. The first video I watched by her, it took like 5 or 6 minutes into the video, and then finally she drops the, DEI, blah blah blah. Like,
Yeah,
okay.
if she's doing that, I'm willing to give her a pass. But you start talking about DEI and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, no,
So yeah, I already knew she was, but I wanted to kind of set this up to show you guys, like, this is a kind of new type of, I've seen a few channels like this where they're like not nearly as obvious.
But you said she's a cosplayer, right? She does cosplay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I wonder what the setup for that is. Like, did she start out doing stuff like this, or was it a transitionary thing?
I don't know. It does remind me a lot of that Star Wars girl, though.
Yeah,
although I would say she's better at hiding it. That Star Wars girl gets pretty bad pretty quickly.
Just be on the lookout is the whole point, right?
Yeah.
Do we want to do a tier list, or are we not doing that today? I'm sorry.
I feel like that might take a while, right?
I have
to store that for next week.
15 minutes, but I will stay as long as I can. You guys are welcome, obviously, to go on as long as you want.
Well, I see the turf has the thing here, so
I can do a bit.
I mean, we want to start now.
No.
Wow, man, you did the whole thing, didn't you? Shit.
Yeah, you got a lot. Holy smokes.
I mean,
that's gonna take longer than 15 minutes, probably.
Yeah.
I like how Elon's on there. Nice.
I mean, so I kind of just I just searched up like Fandom Menace on tier maker, and then I just kind of added a bunch. So there's some here that I don't know, but I've also added.
I have to catch up more on Adimian or whatever his name is. I don't really know a lot about him, but
he might be a true believer. He may not be a grifter. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so I guess kind of the vibe for this tier list is ranking them based on their skill as a grifter. So it's like top tier grifter is kind of like who is just the best at being a grifter.
Right.
We were actually talking about this before the stream. Like we're actually going to approach this from the perspective of grifting is a skill, and some of them are better at it than others.
Yes.
And then there's it's kind of like a balance of like grifting and bigotry, right? So like there are grifters who are really good at grifting and they do the bigotry, but the bigotry is not as obvious, right?
Yeah, like
there's guys like Hypnotic who just like is bigotry,
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like I'd say most of it, not all of these people I'd label as bigots, right? But it's more, are some of them just so bad at being a grifter that their bigotry is incredibly obvious?
Yes.
Or is it like, or all the way to the top where it's like, okay, you actually fool a lot of people,
right?
And then they're just kind of just irrelevant, just in case there's some where we're like, they don't really matter. So yeah,
So since we're not doing it, we don't have time this week, obviously. But what we can do is, if you join the server, we'll have a.
We
spot
should do
where
this
you
at the
can,
beginning of a stream one week. I think. Like
this could be a whole stream actually, because this looks like fun, and I like how you got
we'll say that we'll do that next week, right? And we'll make sure that we get all of the chuds that we feel like need to be on here between now.
Guys, there's going to be chuds that watch. There's going to be chuds that watch this and be like, "How the fuck am I not on their list? Why am I not on there?"
I know.
I relish that. That sounds amazing.
How did they forget about me? I'm grifting harder than everybody else.
I hope there's someone who makes it comments or something like, "Why am I not there?" And then we put them on just to put them in irrelevant.
I'm a chud. I'm a grifter. Why am I not on there?
I see a couple people missing that I know for sure. Like I know you said you just kind of went through and grabbed some. There's a couple that are missing. They're probably going to be like, "Oh, those blasted kids and their dog."
Yeah. There's a couple of us.
Do you mean synthetic man? Who's symbiotic man?
Symbiotic man. Is there another one?
Yeah, but symbiotic man. But yeah, we can definitely until next week just add the more that, or add some more that haven't come on.
I don't think Well, I mean, real quick, I don't think you have Rags on there.
True, I do not. There generally are some that I just don't know because some of them were already on here.
I mean, this is more than enough, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I mean, we have plenty.
This is like a while.
This is a full stream discussion of these guys to try and figure this out.
Because that's the thing.
I have stuff to say.
It could
about
either be a
almost
very
everybody on here.
exactly like it could be a very quick thing where it's like, okay, this guy, okay, put in this one. But I think it's more interesting, to go into a bit more of an analysis.
And there will be guys going, "Hey, how come they didn't cover me for that long? Why was it just like 2 sentences for me?"
Just one word, relevant.
So that'll be fun. Yeah, I mean, I think so.
Yeah, someone can definitely feel it. I mean, there's channels,
Yeah.
like I said, I followed a channel for like 8 months that was trying to do it, and they weren't getting any views. So
Shadiversity seems to be failing.
Yeah.
He's not happy with his performance.
I think all his success comes from the sword stuff, and then he's doing some grifting success, but it's killing his sword stuff.
The thing was that, and I know we'll talk more about him when we have more time, but it's an interesting case with him because his sword content was already sort of controversial in the weapon space on YouTube. Like a lot of people were calling him out before he started doing Night's Watch. And then he went with the reactionary stuff with Night's Watch, which I don't think totally destroyed Shay diversity. Shay diversity. I don't think it destroyed that. She's so pretty, Shay diversity. But yeah, so I don't think it totally destroyed. I think what destroyed his channel, to be completely honest, was the AI shit. I think his really hard push on AI kind of killed a lot of his fans. I think that was like the step too far, because that's another discussion that goes beyond the Chud and non-Chud community. It's just it's a really weird to double down on. You know what I mean?
Because he completely left that, right? Or am I just not caught up?
Did he what? He do what?
Like he isn't pushing that hard very much.
No, he kind of slowed down on it a little bit, but he did. There's a video he put out. I don't know how recent it was, but I saw somebody watching it where he's comparing his own personal artwork to the AI artwork that he's done. It's like, why are you even comparing these two things?
Dude, did you see whenever he was on a stream with his brother and was like,
they were in a D&D campaign or
dude.
something. Yeah,
we should watch that sometime because that was something else. Because he's literally with his brother, who's actually a legit good artist, and they were like, I don't remember what it was, but he was trying to say that essentially he wasn't saying literally he's as good as his brother, but he was saying something that they're basically the same thing, kind of. He's comparing what he does to what his brother does, and his brother's clearly trying not to be a dick about it. You know what I mean? He's just like, no, I don't know. He's like, no.
Well, because the truth is, his brother could have went really hard back at him and made him look like an idiot, but he was being very nice to him. So,
once again, by the way, congratulations to Pillar of Garbage for 100,000 subscribers.
Yes,
yeah,
shout out,
impressive, dude. Well done.
Very well earned, very much well earned and earned and well done, and all that.
And earned. You forgot that one.
Yes. And well done.
What else?
So that was just a little sneak peek on next.
Yeah, get prepared. This is the next stream. We're doing this next. We promise we're doing this next week.
Because we've already forgotten to do this once.
By the way, somebody mentioned X-Men Origins Wolverine and his claws in that, and I went and found this in my computer, and here we go.
Oh god.
Wait, I have not watched that movie.
That was 10 years after the first X-Men movie. In the first X-Men movie, they look great.
Yeah, they look so much better in that one, and all of a sudden, it's like they look like shit for some reason. It's like, oh my god,
jeez. That was an era of over relying on thinking that CG was further along than it really was. I think.
Today, they could. I mean, the claws are probably CG today. They look so much better than what they looked like back then. So
I mean, Robert Downey Jr. has barely worn an Iron Man armor in a decade. You know what I mean? That's how good they are. Where he's not wearing a helmet or anything, but there's only a couple of shots where it's kind of clear that that's what's going on. But
so I real quick, I got my solo stream tomorrow, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be covering comic books. I'm going to look at some of the response to Fallout. Comic books I'm going to be covering next week will be Black Widow and Hawkeye #1, Army of Darkness #7, Army of Darkness Forever #7, and then your guys' pick. You guys get to go to my community tab and pick what DC and what Marvel book I'll.
We get to do it.
We
get
to well.
Right now.
Well, you get to vote. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, go check that.
Are you not worried about Chuds fucking with that?
They can if they want. I don't know.
I mean, because I think you like all the choices, right? You like all of them, so it doesn't really matter, I guess.
Interested in reading all of them, right?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna read them all at some point. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
hey,
cool.
If Judge really want me to cover Alan Scott Green Lantern #2, I am game because that issue is awesome.
Apparently, some people got mad that I have a T-shirt shop that's been around since my old channel. They're saying that I'm using that to grift, even though it's literally just a T-shirt shop.
Yes, we are.
Yes, grifting is
ads
just
on our
selling
videos.
stuff, apparently.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you ask them, it seems like grifting just means making money off of it. And it's
Right.
Like, it's not grifting.
That's what I said. I said, what am I lying about? It's a fucking T-shirt.
Yeah.
Where's the lie in
Yeah.
that? It's a T-shirt you can buy with this thing on it.
The reason, for anybody that's not clear, the reason why they're grifters is that the thing that they're selling, that they're making money off of, is based on false pretenses, false premises, and it's also just filled with lies in general.
Yes.
You don't have to buy my
It's
T-shirt. That's the
dishonest.
whole point. Like, I'm not trying to win any culture war with my T-shirt.
Yeah, you should buy the organized chaos leggings instead.
It's like this. You've heard the phrase snake oil, right? Like back in the day, there'd be these guys that go around traveling town to town, and they'd have these carts full of bullshit, including what was supposed to be snake oil, but in a lot of cases, it's not even what it was. It was just like some other crap. But like, that's the cure for what ails you. So whatever you got going on, your humors are all blackened or whatever the fuck they thought back then. They would give you that and tell you that it's going to help you when it's like the premise is false in the sense that, like, first of all, the illness is not even really what's going on. So you relate that to this, and it's like, oh, DEI and wokeness and blah blah blah. It's like, okay, that's already wrong and not true and false. But here's the thing that's going to fix that, which is our content, giving us super chats, being our patrons, that kind of shit, buying our comics, and that's why it's a grift.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, my T-shirts won't fix anything except they'll make you look cool. Other than that, they're not gonna
all
fix
comic
anything in
books
the world.
suck except for Rippaverse. That's why you need to support Rippaverse so we can save comic books. All movies suck except for Epicverse. That's why you need to support Epicverse. And that's the grift. Because comic books are awesome, movies are awesome.
Okay,
some suck as always.
Someone just told me that this is not streaming on my channel. For some
Are you
reason.
kidding?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
It would be
it also says you're
listed on here.
It literally says,
but
up at the top, it's got a green check mark, but it's playing, but no one can see it.
It says
Yeah,
on my channel.
It also says like it said you've had one viewer for a long time in the place where we can see the viewers.
I'm confused.
It's
What?
glitched out.
Yeah, it must have been a glitch.
Man.
No.
I'm sorry.
This is why you need to be there from the beginning. Otherwise, we
I
will
know.
we will just sabotage your channel.
Yeah, I just went to my own channel. It's not even showing up.
Lame.
Damn.
Yes, because StreamYard can detect that.
You can upload it, download it from StreamYard, or I'll send it to you or whatever, and you can upload it.
No,
if
it's
you want.
actually playing. Like on my screen, it's playing.
Oh.
Like in the background. It says
So it's
live.
there.
It's
just not
there. It's
public.
just not showing up for people.
Weird. Yeah, I don't know.
Weird. All right.
Man,
Yeah,
Eric July,
it's
fucking
public,
speaking
I
of
don't know.
grifting and false pretenses, I keep seeing people talking about how he's like, they were literally saying that Nerdrotic and shit were saying that he is like the Trump of comics because
saw that.
and he disrupted the industry and stuff, and it's like he hasn't touched nothing he's done.
Nothing has changed
whatsoever. It's just like all on the peripheral of, yeah.
Well, he was on stream. I don't know if we watched the video. Yeah, they're coming for me. But I've been shadow banned.
Oh no.
Yeah, you're on the bottom of the skilled grifter list.
Yeah. I'm really sad because I just uploaded custom badges for my members, so I wanted to be able to see it in the chat. So if you're not seeing it, guys, let me know. I do see in the live chat there's one person chatting, so someone can see it.
So it must have been somebody that was already watching whenever whatever happened. Maybe.
Yeah.
It might have been whenever my shit glitched out and everything had to restart. Right.
I just refreshed I logged out of my channel, logged back in, and refreshed everything.
Thank you, Melinda. That's a good point.
Yeah, that's the whole purpose. Like, thank you for that. I mean, I do appreciate it. But that shop has been around since 2015. Like, I've had a Teespring shop since 2015. I just added shirts
Honestly,
with the name of my podcast.
I keep meaning to buy one of your shirts because there was one that I saw that I was like, oh, I like one of those. But
Well, there's the 90s man shirt that I drew. That's kind of funny. Yeah.
And even if you did promote them, like that wouldn't make you a grifter. You know, like that.
Yeah, no. If you
that's not the criteria.
I'm gonna grift for a second.
Guys, all t-shirts suck. All t-shirts are woke. If you want anti-woke t-shirts,
They
you have
are.
to get it from my Teespring shop.
So here's one. I want to show this on screen because I actually wait. Where's it at? No. Okay. Hold on. Stores. Teespring is kind of tough to navigate a little bit, but let me.
Yeah.
It's only good to like put under your YouTube videos, but so here's a shirt that I have on Teespring right now that I drew. Called the 90s man shirt, and it's got my face on it. And basically it is every like 90s cliche with the guns, the swords, all the pads, the belts, the pouches, in front of like a 90s backdrop. Let me post it up here. Share. And here it goes.
Nice.
Would it be weird if I had a shirt with you on it? Is that weird?
I don't know. Maybe.
That's awesome.
It starts to seem like I'm like kind of like Az now at this point. Like I'm like doing what Az is doing.
But this goes along with the action. I have an action figure too.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Whoops. I'll show you. So there is an action figure that was made for me as a gift.
Oh shit.
For this, let me show you guys. I don't know if I've shown this before on stream or not, but it's my action figure. Alexa, turn on studio.
Nice.
So it's kind of badass.
Move my mic a little bit.
The shirt.
Oh my god,
Nice.
that's amazing.
And I can change all the symbols out on my shirt.
Oh shit.
And it's got a little thing on the back with me.
You fucking grifter.
Yeah, it was made as a gift for me. But anyway,
That's really cool.
It was made by someone who liked that shirt. They got that shirt when I first put it out. And
What the hell does that mean? They compare me to Az? What the fuck? What the fuck do I have to compare to? Like, doesn't even make any sense. Oh, is it because I've gotten
I mean, you
angry
do love
before?
to yell current day at random stuff.
I do.
I find that strange.
I think you made that up. Critical Ox. I think
And
that's
use it
not
as a
true.
verb. How dare you, current day?
Yeah. Well, I mean, every time I look at a drop down menu, I yell current day at it now. I just can't.
Hey, that's our word. You can't use that word. Okay.
Anyway, but my t-shirt shop is over there. It's under all my videos. If you want to help me shill and grift, go over and buy one of my t-shirts. They're reasonably priced for everybody but the UK because for some reason they charge a bunch of money for people in the
Screw
UK.
them.
I apologize.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
I want to tell you, like Teespring, I have familiarity with Teespring. When you're doing it for like $20, it means you get like $30 or something.
Yes.
Like, yeah, Teespring is getting most of that money. Of
they
course,
take a
they're-
lot of the money.
So
Like I could literally be like, this shirt is $50 and I have a warehouse. You know what I mean? I could do that, but I'm not. So it's basically just for people that want to support. Actually, shocking thing, I had someone come out to an event that I was DJing wearing one of my 90s man t-shirts. They were like, look what I got from your
Nice.
shop. I was like, that's really cool. So
Wow.
that's very
that was
cool.
fun.
So,
but yes.
Well, look, I know everybody's got to go. I'll stay around for another few minutes and show you the designs that I have for merch that I haven't actually put into, production yet. You guys want to see that?
Nice.
Teespring takes time. Yeah, I guess I should probably duck out and get ready.
Yeah,
Fun
I was
stream,
have to head
guys.
out.
Yeah, party on. The
See you guys next week for some grifter
Surprisingly, now my video is visible to people. People are getting the alert that the video is live.
Good time.
That's how the grifters roll.
Grifter. By the way, my video, my stream is currently monetized, so I am grifting as well.
Yeah.
Mine is not, but I'm still a grifter just because it feels true.
Well, do you have a Patreon?
Yes.
He does have a Patreon.
God,
I do.
And you
how
can
free
even
make
he's
any money
grifting
off your work.
He is grifting so hard you don't have to pay to be a member.
You can, yeah, you can totally
wow.
just fucking go for free, man. Like free.
He is
shit.
reverse grifting.
Damn,
He's
he
giving
doesn't
you
even
money.
have
I'm
ads on
sending,
his
yeah, I'm
videos.
giving you stuff. It's crazy. Like that's how hard.
Tomorrow-
That's how much I've won already.
I mean, tomorrow morning I'm gonna go into work, and I'm gonna make money off that, so I'll be grifting at work. It's ridiculous.
Too funny.
All right,
So,
later, guys.
Yeah.
Here-
I'm gonna head
later,
out.
you
But
guys.
oh wait, what is this?
Oh, just one of the designs I got.
Oh,
working
okay.
on.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I'm
Eternal
gonna head
Dragon
out before I
Palace?
get caught up. But
Yes.
Peace. You guys have a good one. Good times.
You too. Good times.
All right. Buy Dane's stuff.
Later.
I'll see everybody later. Bye.
Yeah, once I actually make it. Yeah. Happy days, Joy Fetuses. Expand the Supreme Court now. But then I've also got one that has Bill's face on it, which is the better one, right? Where does the phrase, which one? This one or the previous one? The Eternal Dragon Phallus, that comes from the thing. I'll play it here in a minute at the end. If you stick around, don't leave the stream whenever I say goodbye, and just stick around for like another minute, and you'll hear where it comes from. Think of the children, said the ghoul. This is all. Most of this is from like generally kind of from Forced Adversity podcast stuff, like mine and Morgan's Sunday show. But it's stuff that I think is cool anyway. This one is referencing the types of people that tend to be like, oh, think of the children, when it's like they're often terrible, terrible people who do things that harm children, Praise Bill. And then this good old classic here. That's probably the first one that I do, just like a bunch of stickers of. So if you're a paid patron, you'll probably get one of these before too long as a sticker. So nonetheless, yeah. So stick around. You'll hear a couple of those phrases in my goodbye reel thing that I play at the end of my streams. And subscribe to all these guys. Again, congratulations, Pillar of Garbage. Fucking, it's so good to know that there's one of us that's like cutting through, and he's making content that's just so fucking undeniably good that, yeah, like we all love that guy. All of us here, we look up to him as the guy who does it best. And I'm only partially saying that for clout. The other part is it's just true. These are our true feelings. So anyway, hit subscribe. Check this out real quick.
The hardest choices require the strongest wills.
That is true. That is true. Also, fuck Reagan. Everything is Reagan's fault. Okay, that is a good one. Well, we'll see if we can maybe shorten that. I mean, I'm not gonna make a Pillar of Garbage shirt. I'm not gonna make a shirt with. I mean, that would be a grift, man. Like if I was like, look, I got Pillar of Garbage shirts for sale. Buy them from me, not from Pillar of Garbage. But he should make some shirts for sure. Also,
oh shit. It's so fucking hail to rip a verse. It's pretty good, bro. There's no. Yeah, it's just there. Oh shit.
You have a kind of sick desperation in your laugh.
Got a sick desperation in your laugh. Do I not have that uploaded here? Let me see. Man, I'm glad I noticed. I have to upload the goodbye thing real quick. Anyway, Friday, gonna be streaming. I'm pretty sure. Friday, I will be doing a. Well, I'm gonna save it, make it a surprise, because I know there's chuds watching, and they like to get the drop on me. They're everywhere, man. They're around the corner. They're behind me. They're all over the place. While that is uploading, hey man, thank you. And look, I'm not. we jokingly I say stuff like I'm bitterly envious of Pillar of Garbage, but man, anybody that's been watching my channel a while, I've said for a long time that I'm not in this for success as a YouTuber as like the priority. Like the reason I would want to be successful is because I want the things that I'm saying to be heard by more people. I want fewer people rather to like chud content. I want fewer people to engage in fandom the way that a lot of people do, and the way that a lot of YouTubers encourage and perpetuate. That's what my goal is to reduce that. Not I want to be a big YouTuber and make a bunch of money, right? So I've always said that, like, if someone came along and did what I was doing, and of course this is before I knew Bob or Turf or anybody that also did it. But I was like, if somebody did this, what I do, but like way better, and they just blow up and they become a big YouTuber, I will support them. And I will I was hoping that would happen. And, Pillar of Garbage is kind of the guy that I see as having done that. Of course, I'm also the smallest subscriber base of all of the people in the initiative. So it's not like I can talk like they're smaller than me. They're not. They all do amazing work. Yeah, it's just Pillar of Garbage he's got some kind of sweet spot, I think, that just works. And yeah. Do I ever think I could do a video with DJ Peach Cobbler? I don't know who that is. Oh, man, don't talk about Bill that way, man. Come on, man. Come on. Bill Gaines is, if you aren't familiar with who Bill Gaines is, I got a little less respect for you. Watch Friday. I'm gonna talk about Bill Gaines on Friday. We're gonna get into it. But he's literally one of the coolest dudes who's ever lived. And he's no longer with us anymore, but he has essentially transcended human mortal bounds and become a god. And with that in mind, man, is this thing not gonna load? What the hell? Lame. Lame. Okay, so apparently got caught loading. Frozen loading. So we're going to do this. We're going to do it right here. Do it right now. We're doing it live. All right, guys. Subscribe, like, all the things. And take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. And peace.
May Bill Gaines shine his heavenly light upon you and impregnate you with many happy days and joy fetuses. May your anuses be cleansed by the purifying light that exudes from Bill Gaines' eternal dragon phallus. Should you meet your mortal demise this day, go with comfort that you have satisfied the commands of the one true Bill, those being this: read comic books. Fuck the dumb shit. Be yourself. Love each other. Also, read more comics and grow your hair out all goddamn while. Amen.
Actual fandom is not going to stop.